So sit back, relax, and enjoy some high school football here in North Central Florida. Excited to have IBEW Local 1205, our main sponsor this year for Friday Night Rivals. Will be presented by Radiant Credit Union all season long, and we'll bring you the best of the best each and every week here on NBC 9 and CBS 4. All right, we are ready for kickoff. Time for our Sky Frog Tree Service kickoff. Sky Frog, stay motivated.
Can you say that 3 times real fast? I don't know if I can. I'll probably get all mixed up.
Luis Galicia will put that right in. And we are underway here in Williston, out to the 25-yard line. Nice return, about 10 yards, spinning and weaving. And another 10 yards after contact, so great starting field position for Williston, where the home team will take over with John Jazikoff.
So this is what we're looking at. This is what we're looking at. And this, we're going to see Jazikoff, the dart thrower, if you will, but he's been in this offense for a while. Going to be relied on to carry the ball a little bit, to take care of it. But you're really going to hand it off to number 0, Omarion Walker. Walker, a big part of this offense last year, running the football. He's a bell cow this year, so we'll see what this offense can do and if they can get it going on the ground.
Terrence Marshall in the backfield.
Jazikoff under center for the Red Devils.
Jazikoff steps under center, and we are ready to go. So there's that aforementioned Omarion Walker. Tries to get to the right side, but good job by the front there for Chiefland, and a minimal gain there on the first play of the game.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of counter cross-buck action. You're going to see running backs with their hands down the ground in the backfield. It's a very difficult offense to judge if you don't play assignment football, and that's what Chiefland did well last year. Let's see if they off to a really good start here this year.
Walker lost his helmet, so he's off. And Raul Alvarez will come into the backfield along with Jazikoff. High school action got underway last night. Buchholz, who has been to the Final Four last couple of years, beat Vanguard in a very close game. And game that was delayed a couple of hours, just a 15-13 victory for Buchholz last night. We'll have Buchholz a couple of times this year. And there's a quick handoff trying to get to the outside, and that will not happen. Great pursuit once again. You mentioned John Adams and the things that he's going to do, and there he already made his presence.
This kid, like, you better get him under control quick. Last year, Jeff, he was a game wrecker. Like, he was a one-man wrecking crew. A big reason why they were able to walk out of Chiefland with that big win. So you got to get 21 under control, but great assignment football by Chiefland. Getting their guys to the ground.
Loss of a yard on the play, so that makes it 3rd and 9 here in the early going.
And this is territory that Williston's not very comfortable in, so got to throw the ball around a little bit now to get some big first downs.
They're going to hand it off right up the gut to Walker, and a nice stop again right up the middle, led by Demori Sweet right to midfield. So it'll be 4th down, and Williston's got a decision here in the early going, 4th and about 5.
Yeah, they're probably going to end up punting this away. It looks like they're bringing the punt team up. And here's the thing is that Williston, while they're really good on the ground, they don't throw the ball around a whole lot, and that could hurt them. I mean, obviously, if you're Chiefland, you say, hey, let's stop them on, 1st and 2nd down on the ground and force them to throw it up in the air. If you're Williston, you're going to have to put the ball in the air to win this game tonight.
Danny Purgett set to punt for Williston. A couple of guys deep for Chiefland. And that's a bad snap. Burchett able to cover it up, but a big special teams blunder. And how about Chiefland? They're going to take over at the 20-yard line, and that's how they'll get their season started, with the excellent field position.
Yeah, I mean, simple basic. You got to be able to get that snap back to the punter so you can get that ball off, and not exactly what you were looking for if you're Williston. And here you go. Yeah, this defense has to come up big, has to make a stop here, especially when they're this close to the red zone.
Chiefland's offense led by quarterback Matt Goodall. Again, got shut out by Williston with the season on the line last year, so a great chance to score early and make up for what happened at the end of the year. They'll go 4 wide, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Goodall will take the shotgun snap, handed right up the gut, and how about that run?
Goodall in the shotgun.
Demori Sweet
running
over everybody
and
right
walked it in
the end zone.
Good Lord. I mean, I don't know if you can start that any better. Ran just a quick trap right up the middle, and Demori Sweet, who we talked about, made a big tackle on the defensive side, just takes it right between the tackles, and just not a great start if you're Williston.
Well, we are on the Williston side here, and it is completely silent. You look across the way, and the Chiefland crowd is going nuts.
Yeah, Williston jam-packed these fans. I mean, you saw them coming in by droves, but just you can hear a pin drop over here.
So Luis Galicia on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. And just like that, with just a couple of minutes into the ball game, a big special teams blunder gives Chiefland an early 7-0 lead on this Radiant Credit Union touchdown by Demore Sweet, 20 yards right up the gut.
And ran right through his face, too. That's what Marshawn Lynch says, right? I'm going to run right through his face, and that's what Sweet did. Sweet run by him, getting into the end zone. And listen, if you're Williston, you got to play that run better. They want to run at you, right? Force them to throw the ball in the air. Neither team wants to throw the ball. They want to establish dominance on the ground, and right here out of the gate, that goes to the Chiefland Indians. And Jeff, here's the good news right here. It's still early, right? We're less than 2.5 minutes into the game, so your Williston got to regroup, right? Get that ground game going. But beyond that, don't make any more blunders. You can't throw the ball away or give the ball to the Indians in plus territory. So
Galicia again ready for a Skyfrog Tree Service kickoff. Skyfrog, stay motivated. And not as good of a return this time. Williston's going to take over about the 35-yard line. So 10 yards short of where they went last time. And it was 3 runs by Williston, and they only managed 5 yards on that first possession.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to be able to do something different. Obviously, on first and second down, you want to run the football, but you haven't been able to establish it right out of the gate. Maybe throw up something that they're not expecting. Throw a long pass, uncork those safeties, get them out of the box a little bit, and try to open up this box for the run game.
Willis and Marshall. And this one's right up the gut. That'll be Marshall with a nice run. So already more on that play than they got on the first 3, and that's going to be a first down brought to you by UF Health OrthoCare, where walk-ins are welcome 7 days a week.
Yeah, lovely run right up the middle, right between guard center. Able to get up there and get those big yards with like what they need to do. And they want to stay ahead of the chains, right? They want to be in 2nd, 6, 3rd and 3. They want to be able to have their playbook open without being where they were on that first drive of the game.
Marshall and Willis will stay in the backfield. It'll be a handoff to Willis this time, trying to get around the left side, and nothing there. Just got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, and the big guy, Wykel Howard, there from his defensive tackle spot on the stop.
And Jeff, as we talked about last year, it is about playing assignment football. This offense and, this offensive line, you don't necessarily blow them off the ball, and they're not just, lining up in power I. It's a little bit of confusion. It's a little bit of left and right, follow the H-back, follow the tailback. These guys are playing assignment football, and this is what Chiefland did really well last year. And even if you go back to the game that they lost to Williston in the playoffs, it was 10-0. They held them to 10 points, so it was still a good game. They played assignment football.
Still, Williston has not thrown a pass. 5 offensive plays. They won't do it again. Walker tripped up as he tries to get to the outside, cuts it back in, gain a few.
Walker around the outside.
That's a good job by just staying up after he got his feet caught up.
Yeah, got themselves in 2nd and 4 here, and 3rd and 4. They're keeping it close, right? They still got the playbook open, and Jeff, even at this point in the game, I think you have to say this is maybe 4-down territory. They're this close. They have the offensive line, they got the backs back there, so this is probably 4-down territory, especially what happened on that first drive of the game to maybe get some points on the board.
Walker will line up on the left side of the line of scrimmage. They'll hand it up right up the gut. That's Walker again, and that's a couple of times on this drive. He's been able to go right up the middle, and that Chiefland defense not ready for it.
All the way down to the Indian 30.
No, they weren't ready for it. When we talk about Demore Sweet, that's what he has to stop. Normally the linebacker has to stop the dive up the middle, and then outside guys stopping the sweeps coming around the edge with the safety coming up clearing the alley. That's how you play this kind of defense against a cross puck, the triple wing offense that Williston has back there. Guys got to play assignment football. They didn't right there, and Williston was able to get a big first down.
That's a GFL first down. Green today, green for life. Not as much green grass left now for Williston as they have made it inside their own 35-yard line now. Still keeping the ball on the ground. A toss this time. They'll try to get to the outside, but not much there as Cameron Osmond will run down the tackler.
Yeah, Osmond doing a great job, and that's not letting him break contain. He got sucked in just a little bit, was able to get down the line and make the tackle, get his hands around and make the tackle. It's good outside line play, good outside backer play right there.
You see Robbie Pruitt right there, the head coach for Williston. He of many state titles over the years, one of the best ever here in North Central Florida. It's a gain of 7 on the play, so just 2nd and 3. Here for Jazakoff in the offense. He'll hand it off again, and nothing happening right there. That front four. And
it is a fumble. They dropped
on the ground. And they will, in fact, call it a fumble. Looked like Bryson Willis just never really had control of it.
No.
So a special teams mistake, and now a turnover.
And that's right there. Like you got to put that ball right in the breadbasket. It was Jazakoff kind of with a little pity pat and didn't know really who was taking it, and all of a sudden the ball gets dropped, and another big blunder for the Williston Red Devils.
Well, that was Jesse Hodge right there forcing it for Chiefland, and a big recovery by Wykel Howard. All right, we'll take a break. Chiefland will take over when we come back. It is 7-0 here on IBEW Local 1205 Friday Night Rivals. All right, Chiefland takes over. Not as good a field position as last time, but only ran one play to get in the end zone. This one is out in the air and a wide open wide receiver. Good open field tackle, though. That is Kyron Penny coming off of his man for Williston, but Jolan Doty got it, and he got about 8 yards on first down.
I'm feeling like, I'm feeling like Chiefland has a lot of momentum here, and they're looking much better than they did last year. Jeff, I mean, this offense has opened up a little bit, big run for the touchdown earlier, but I feel like they got all the momentum here, and they're playing like the better team. They're playing like they believe on home field without home field advantage.
Ball's on the ground that time, though, and it looks like Williston may have got it back. We'll see who's got it, and it does look like a turnover back the other way. So a big mistake there by Chiefland, but Williston makes amends for putting the ball on the ground and gets it right back to the offense.
Listen to me. I was singing their praises, and all of a sudden, same thing. It's nobody didn't take a hit. Running back didn't take a hit, and this is what happens early in the season when the lights finally turn on and go live, is that these mistakes, those handoffs, those things that you do on air in practice sometimes go awry, as it did for both Williston and now as it did for Chiefland. So both teams have to clean that up because Chiefland had a big opportunity to go ahead in enemy territory and really stake their claim with a two touchdown lead. All of a sudden they turn the ball back over and Williston's back in business.
And in the backfield is Walker and Marshall. First pass for Williston. They'll try to go deep. A man wide open. And
man.
Well, the dart thrower, Jazakoff, put a dart right into the breadbasket of Bryson Willis, and he just couldn't haul it in.
So you remember what I talked about on first and second down? Is like, hey, you maybe need to do something, just uncork one down deep. I mean, Willis is wide open. Like, there's nobody within 5 yards of him, and sometimes those are the toughest passes to catch because nobody's around you. You're expected to catch it. As a matter of fact, is you can close your eyes and probably catch that, and he drops that, and they just miss a big opportunity.
Would have been quarantined all the way to the end zone.
It was nobody. He could have danced all the way to the end zone because he was so wide open.
So Williston continuing to make mistakes here in the early going. We'll see if they can come up with something else. Another handoff. This time it's Marshall again, just a couple yards as he tried to make his way through that defensive line. But there's big old number 90 again, Wykel Howard. He's been a big part of things here in the early going.
He has been able to stop all that stuff going in between the tackles. And listen, I'm telling you right now, if Williston's really watching this, they got some quarterback rollouts, some stuff that can happen. They can get Jazakoff on the edge and maybe some run pass option stuff because that flat is wide open. And just don't be surprised if we see that here later in the game.
So 3rd and about 8. Only one receiver. That's Sean Bolwidge out to the far left of the formation. They'll hand it off up the middle again. That is Walker, and he can't walk anywhere. Just about 2 yards. So that's going to make it 4th and 6, and another decision here for Williston.
Yeah, they're going to have to go for it. I mean, they're in their side of the field. Had a touchdown that should have been 6 points on the board, but you know, you have to find something here. Maybe you do a rollout. Maybe there is something that Williston can pull out of their hat to get the first down here.
Bowledge out to the left again. They will roll out to the left side, and that one is knocked down. There is that man again, John Adams. Not only plays defense, not only plays offense, just a pure athlete, and he just got his team the ball back.
Yeah, that guy's unbelievable. I mean, I love watching him last season. I mean, every game that we covered with Chiefland, he was making plays. He was doing stuff on the defensive side of the ball that was just difficult, and he just made things difficult. Again, for the Williston Red Devils.
So after Chiefland turns the ball over, they get the ball back. A turnover on downs by Williston. We'll take a break. We'll come back with about 3.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. Chiefland's got the opportunity to increase a 7-0 lead here in the early going. Bad snap, gave them great field position their first time out. Took it in on one play. They'll try to roll out here, and nothing happening for Matt Goodell. And great job on pursuit right there by Chris Roush.
Yeah, able to get around that edge. Roush able to chase him down, and seems like that Williston defense is starting to settle in a little bit now. But, you know, they got to get something going offensively. And we'll talk about that again in a few minutes when they get the ball back. But defense got to continue to play well, continue to settle down, settle in, and try to get the ball back for their offense.
Loss of 1 on the play. Chiefland's got 4 wide again, but they'll hand it off this time. And not much showing.
And I don't know if we'll know how important that that first touchdown was by Chiefland, but maybe that carries over. These teams are playing well defensively, and always, whatever football team or any team sport that you're playing, it's always better for a defensive team. A team that's playing defense, they come along quicker because they're not having to run through plays. It's not a timing thing. So I think both of these teams' offense are going to struggle a little bit. So it's about who makes the bigger play by the time we get to the end of this football game.
Maury Sweet with a gain about 5 on the play, so that makes it 3rd and 6, and that one is rolled back to the quarterback, and he will try to make as much as he can out of it. Goodell's going to get about 3 yards, but still going to leave him a couple yards short of the yard to gain.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of sloppy play, Jeff. Like a lot of roll balls to the back. We've seen a couple of fumbles here, so there's going to be the team that plays the least amount of mistake-free football here moving forward here tonight.
Well, looks like Chiefland's going to keep the offense out on the field.
And that's the smart thing. It's 4th and 1. Like, if you can't get 4th and 1, you don't deserve to keep the ball. That's just the simple fact. You got to line up front. You got a quarterback sneak. You can send your big back right up the middle. You got a lot of things at their disposal.
And they will get it with a great move there by Maury Sweet, finding his way through that defensive line. That's actually John Adams.
Does that surprise you? The first time we've seen him in the backfield, and you'll see him as a terror on the defensive side, but he's a guy that can do a lot for this football team. They depend on him a lot. We've seen him over the last couple of years really have an impact for the Chiefland Indians, and sure enough, he gets the first down for him and keeps the drive moving.
And gets across midfield for another UF Health Ortho Care first down, where walk-ins are welcome 7 days a week. Great orthopedics at UF Health Ortho Care. They'll give it to Adams again. Much better job by all those red jerseys. Swarm of about 4 or 5 it takes to bring him down for just a gain of about 1.
Yeah, and this is the plan, to try to wear him down up front. If you're Chiefland, to try to keep the ball in the hands of your offense, keep it moving downfield. We see John Adams carrying them downfield a little bit. We've seen a couple of different guys carry that ball a little bit for Chiefland, but this is the plan. Try to keep that offense for Williston off the field, keep their defense fresh going into that second half.
Clock ticking, under a minute now to go here in quarter number 1 as we get started here with Friday Night Rivals. Glad you're alongside for Chiefland and Williston. Big rivalry here in North Central Florida. 2nd and about 8. And Goodell will try to throw it. Now he just gets around the outside, showing some speed. He's got a big gain out to 30, over the 20. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 15-yard line.
And that looked like it was a design run, Jeff. It looked like Goodell was able to get around that left edge, and he didn't have any thoughts about rolling out and chucking that ball. He got around that edge and turned it up and got a little speed on him. So I think it might have surprised that Williston defense just a little bit. But watch, crashes down. The defensive end does. They're able to kind of turn it up and get some really big yardage. Big play right there.
So Chiefland in the red zone on what may be the last play of quarter number one. They'll toss it out to Adams, trying to get around that left side. Has about 4, now 5, and fighting for some more, almost to first down yardage. That just shows you how strong that guy is, and obviously how much heart he's got under that white jersey.
He's a big dude. Listen, we were down there on the field, and I got to see him a little bit up close, and the TV doesn't do him justice. He's a big kid, and he can move, and he's athletic, as we've seen here tonight here in the first quarter.
We'll be back at it in about 2 minutes.
So that will, in fact, do it for quarter number one here in Williston, where the visitors, the Chiefland Indians, have scored and trying to score some more. It's 7-0 here on Friday Night Rivals. Now you look like a defensive end instead of an offensive lineman.
I got to change things. I need somebody to bring me like a pecan pie or a sweet potato pie by the booth here. Get my weight up.
Well, first time we've seen some laundry on the field. That's how we get started here in the second quarter. Chiefland trying to punch it in, already up 7-0 here in the early going.
Yeah, that's if you want to say something great about like both these teams here tonight, there hasn't been a lot of flags, which is normally a thing early in the season for teams as they get their offenses and defenses worked out.
Quarterback will keep it. Trying to get up the gut, but big old number 95, Darion Peterson, says, I've been in the weight room this summer. I'm going to pull you back a little bit.
Yeah, great play right there. And we seen Goodell have some really great success on that last drive or on that last play of the first quarter, getting around the left edge and getting big yards. And they say, hey, let's keep going to it. And finally, Chiefland's Wilson says, let's shut this thing down.
Four wide receivers again for Chiefland. 3rd and about 5. Goodell in the shotgun. He'll turn and look at the sideline. And now it looks like Chiefland wants to get on the same page. They'll call timeout.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion there. And maybe it was just a hard count and had a tough time getting the play called in from the sideline. But I had to burn another timeout right there.
Dr. Donald and Laurie McCoy.
But Shannon, this is certainly big right here. 3rd and 5. You're in the red zone, just about inside the 10-yard line. If you can go up 14-0 here, not only does that stun the Williston crowd, they're thinking, gosh, we're going to roll here at home, but it's got to give a lot of confidence at the other side.
Yeah, I think that's super important for a Williston team that hasn't put up a lot of points against this Chiefland defense here in the last year. The combined, the 1-1 record, Williston only put up, guess, 20 points. So 20 points is in the 2 meetings that they had last year, and they haven't scored again this year. And the offense hasn't looked great. So if you're Williston, a big stop here is important, just as important as points, to keep them off the board and going up 2 scores.
3rd down and 3 for the Indians.
So we'll see what the Indians drew up on 3rd and about 4.
Hey, and Jeff, to be honest with you, I would make this 4-down territory. If I'm Chiefland, I'm like, listen, I want to go up 2 touchdowns. I don't want these guys having the ball back, and I want to demoralize them. I want to go up 2 scores here.
Demore Sweet in the backfield. Quarterback will keep it and right up the gut. What a move there by Matt Goodell. He just took the shoes right off of a couple of Williston ball players, and just like that, it's 13-0 Indians.
They're giving them ankles. Took them right from him. Option ball right there. About to pitch the ball to Demore Sweet, and all of a sudden he kept it, and it was pretty much a Goodell. It was his drive. Able to pitch it right there. Had every intent on keeping that ball. Made a good decision. Got in the end zone for what could prove to be a really big touchdown. And once again, this side, they've taken the crowd out of it. You know, we talked about one of the keys to the game, welcome them hell, and this crowd and what they do to people when they come in here, able to be loud and get behind these guys. But I I got to say, it just hasn't been a really great start for Williston here tonight.
Well, Chiefland tried a funky formation there and a false start there on the Indians. Tried to get cute and quickly snap it back. And now they'll just settle for the extra point try by Luis Galacia.
Now on the other side of this coin, excellent job by Chiefland. I mean, just offensively, you can tell from last year, they've gotten much better. They're starting to have command. Goodell's starting to be that guy. And you had DeMaury Sweet back there really chipping away at this Williston defense. So if you're Williston, you got to figure out something offensively, and then on the other side, you got to figure out something defensively. Haven't really been able to put it together tonight.
Extra 10 yards by Galacia on the extra point. No problem. He boots it right through, and it is 14-0 Chiefland here with 11 minutes to go until halftime. So we'll take a timeout. We'll see if Williston can get something going offensively when we come back here on Friday Night Rivals. Pavlov, the fastest and most reliable fiber internet in Gainesville. All right, another Sky Frog Tree Service kickoff, and that one will make its way all the way into the end zone.
So what do you do if you're Williston right here? That's the biggest question. Haven't been able to get a whole lot going on the ground. You know, had a decent drive, but turned the ball over on downs. Had a couple of fumbles. Have basically given points away to the Chiefland Indians. So you got to figure out something, right? You got you're about 1 minute into the second quarter. You got to put together a really good drive here, right? You're down 2 touchdowns, and Chiefland has basically dominated. So the best way to get something going is to really have an extended drive here. Do something with his offense, put some yards together, and ultimately you can get some points on the board.
Yeah, still no time to panic. Still got almost 3 quarters left in this game, so you're not going to go away from your game plan and try to throw the ball all over the place. They just need to try to get some first downs. They will try to throw it here on first down, and that is a nice throw. And
he's out of there.
How about that? There's your big play, Shannon. 80 yards to the house, and that is Jontavius Sito.
Damn. Well, I mean, that was much easier than the very first one that he might have had. Actually, a lot harder. Able to go over the top and pull that down. Sean Bolage able to really just high point the ball, keep his feet, and then turn it up for a touchdown. And just a little bit of a streak pattern. Just throw it up, and the highest man goes and gets it, and Bolage able to get it and really give the Devils a shot in the arm that they really needed.
Yeah, Bolage has really been that single receiver out there the entire game. They finally go after him, and he certainly high-pointed that football and made his way all the way to the end zone. So one big play gets the Red Devils right back in it. And just like that, they cut the lead in half, 14-7 here at home.
Talk about a play that was needed at the right time. And we just talked about, man, Wilson just doesn't look good. They need something on offense. You throw up a 50-50 ball and you're able to pull that down and take it 80 yards for a touchdown. There ain't nothing bigger. You can hear this crowd over here just going wild over what they just saw.
Well, great job there by Bolage, and a big old smile on his face, as you can imagine. So momentum right back on the home sideline. Lights on here at the ballpark. They've been that way for about the last 30 minutes or so. It's getting to be the dusk part of night. Giovanni De La Cruz, just a freshman, will get set to kick it off. Our Sky Frog Tree Service kickoff. Sky Frog, stay motivated.
Yeah, I guess for both teams, you got the offense finally rolling, right? A little bit different from last year where it was pretty much a defensive struggle both games that they played, but now they're starting to turn it on a little bit, and this is what we want to see, Jeff. This is what a rivalry is all about. Teams firing back at one another and throwing the best punches.
Yeah, that kick sails out of bounds, so not the best one from the freshman. Chiefland's going to get some good field position to try to answer what Williston just did. And there you see the dart thrower. His first completion really should be 2 for 2.
Should be. Jazikoff able to throw that first one and then You know, Bryson Willis should have been walking into the end zone because he was so wide open, but those happen. But, you know, Sean Bolich able to high point that ball on the that last pass play and get in there for 80 yards. They got their shot. So defense needs to step it up right now, needs to pull out all stops against what's been a really good Chiefland offense for the first part of this game. So Damari Sweet's gassed him up a little bit, but it's really been the Matt Goodell show that last drive. So got a couple guys you need to stop, get a 3 and out, and get the ball back to your offense if you're Williston.
Yeah, Chiefland's been well balanced here in the early going. We've seen a couple of guys in the tailback spot, and then Goodall's used his arms and his legs at that quarterback position. He'll hand it off this time right up the gut, and a nice strong run there. Plenty of yards for the first down, about 17, as a matter of fact, as Damari Sweet goes right back up the gut.
Yeah, beautiful zone read right there, able to get right between the tackles, and zone reads are excellent because the quarterback, and you got to respect what Goodell's done in the running game, able to kind of use his feet. You have to respect him and put a guy on him so the end can't crash down the line, so that opens up big running room for Damari Sweet as it did right there.
A GFL first down, green today, green for life. Just a couple on this one as they try to go up the middle again.
Short game.
And Jeff, that's the difficulty covering a quarterback that can hurt you with both his arms and his legs. You know, we've seen it all across the NFL. We've seen it in high school. Think about Josh Allen, what he does for the Buffalo Bills. They don't have any bona fide superstars on the outside, but he's a guy you always have to account for.
High snap, but they'll get it off. Sweet with the fake, as quarterback Goodall will keep it and get around the outside. And that's enough for another first down. Good decision there by the quarterback.
Yeah, making great decisions. It's not like he's out-athleting anybody out there on the field. I mean, he's got some good speed on him, but he's making those good decisions. When that end crashes down, he gets to the outside, gets 10, 12 yards. And when he has to hand the ball off, he does. A really good way to run his offense. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Another UF Health Ortho Care first down, where walk-ins are welcome 7 days a week.
I mean, they've just been able to kind of just chip away and walk this ball down the field here over the last 3 plays.
Well, Goodall was taking his sweet old time, and he took too much time, it looks like. Now we're going to have a false start on the Chiefland offense.
First and 15.
So that'll back them up 5.
And you know, the one thing that's, you know, we've seen a couple of penalties out of Chiefland here in the second quarter, but, you know, Williston playing mistake-free football. Don't really see that once again out of the gate. So I think that's keeping them close. Obviously, that big pass play got them within the striking distance, but they're playing discipline-free football right now.
Goodell will keep it again. Finds a hole up the middle. We'll see what he can do speed-wise. He's chased down, but another good run. Touchdown-saving tackle by Camarion Manch. But how about the wheels for Goodall here this afternoon?
Yeah, Goodall's the problem. We saw it on the last drive, and you figured, hey, we need to do something. We need to make an adjustment to get this kid and get the ball out of his hands because he's been gashing them, approaching 100 yards. Here at the midway point of the second quarter.
Well, once again, Chiefland in the Call-A-Mattress red zone. Call-A-Mattress deals so hot, they built a fire station across the street. So 1st and 10 now inside the 15-yard line. Sweet in the backfield again, but Goodall's back to pass. But another flag on the play. And it looks like we might have another false start.
False start on the Indians. March off 5. First and 15.
Well, 1st and 15 wasn't a problem just a minute ago, but a lot less room to navigate now. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout by Chiefland. So that's their second here in the first half. A first half they have done very well offensively as the Indians lead at 14-7 here in the opener. So we'll take a break. We'll let Chiefland talk it over, come back and see what they do here on Friday Night Rivals. Well, Shannon, I don't know if there was a school bus out there that Matt Goodell would actually stop because he's been running right through arm tackles and everything else tonight.
Yeah, he's been skipping the stop sign all throughout this defense. I mean, he sees red and he's been running right through it, and we see it again here. This offense has just been
down to the 6-yard line.
This offense has been fantastic here in the second quarter. Haven't really been stopped. Path of least resistance, just running right up the middle around these edges. And we've seen a bunch of guys. We've seen Goodall. We've seen number 21 John Adams. We've seen number 12 Demore Sweet. So kind of a triple-headed monster right here that we've been seeing, and been doing a fantastic job of getting this ball, moving this ball up the field.
Yeah, that was Sweet on the run right there. This is Adams on the run to the outside, breaking a few tackles, and he's close to first down yardage, and he's actually in
for the touchdown.
To the end zone. Wow.
Indians touchdown.
I mean, good gracious. This is like unexpected, Jeff. I mean, listen, this is a rivalry game, and these teams don't like each other. They played some really, really tough, close games last season. Defensive battles, right? But what we're seeing out of Chiefland right now is like they're firing on all cylinders. Like they've been playing all season. They're at midseason. They're in the midseason stride, and Adams able to get around the right edge, and nobody got him on the ground. Just walked right into the end zone. So wore that Williston defense down and did a lot of damage on the ground. And here they are, up two scores again.
So Sweet has scored, Goodell has scored, and now Adams has scored with the extra point up, and it is good. So after the big bomb by Williston, Chiefland marches right back down the field and erases the touchdown that they gave up, back to a 14-point deficit. Well, fans, during the fourth quarter of the game tonight, will be selecting the IBEW Local 1205's Player of the Game, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 1205, powering a brighter future.
And the future is bright with this Chiefland Indian offense. I mean, what they've been able to do here tonight is pretty remarkable for game one, especially against a team in Williston that was in the playoffs last year. And this Williston team knocked Chiefland out of the playoffs last year, right? But, we see guys like John Adams right there that have really poured a lot into this program. And we heard it last year that a lot of people have offered him some multiple things to get him away from this program, but he decided to stay. And sure enough, this is the benefit of all his hard work and what's going on here tonight.
Another Skyfrog tree service kickoff, and that one will float into the end zone again.
Into the end zone. Put it on the 20. 1st and 10 for the Red Devils.
So Williston will take over with 8:44 left to go until halftime, and they, just like they had to do the last time, facing a 14-point deficit.
Yeah, big play that got them down and got points on the board for them, but we really need to see out of Williston what's been their bread and butter for years. As Bobby Pruitt has taken over this program, is running the football, and they haven't been able to do that a whole lot here tonight.
It's time to raise the roof with Mission Metals. Mission Metals, your trusted hometown metal roofing and metal building supplier, right here on Friday Night Rivals.
So your offense, they know you're going to try to chuck it up a few times, and they may try to do that here again today. But let's put together a drive, keep that defense off the field, get them rested up a little bit, and put together a nice one to get this ball moved it down the field.
Well, bunch formation, everybody tucked inside, and somebody moved on the right side of that Williston line, so they're going backwards to start their drive. And the false start will back them up 5 yards.
March out 5, 1st and 15.
Yeah, unfortunately, the first penalty of the game really not needed, especially being down 14 points. But if you're Williston, that doesn't change anything. You still need to run the football. Got to put some yards on there and have some sustained drives to try to keep this defense off the field.
And they'll go with the same formation a bunch and right up the gut for a good gain. Gets back the 5 yards that Williston just lost and a couple of more. So a gain of 7 there on first down. It's Marion Walker.
He got 5 back and then some. Gain of about 7. Bring up 2nd and 8.
Walker limping a little bit, and it looks like he's. They sent him between the tackles a few times here tonight, and they've done a great job on Chiefland, gang tackling, getting one guy on the legs, the other guy up high. So got to watch out for that. Got to be able to move these guys out the way to get some big yards for Hampton.
Jazakoff not out there, so Walker will take it again on the direct snap and try to do the same thing, but 4 or 5 white jerseys right there with a couple of big hits. And a gain of just about 2, so it'll be 3rd and 5 or so.
There it is again. I mean, gang tackling them, and they're doing a great job playing their assignments. And I don't think Williston has thrown a whole lot of different looks at them. They had a lot of bunch formation. Their first one where they threw it out to the edge, It just happened to be a 50-50 ball. A great play by the wide receiver right there. But haven't really done anything that's a little bit different to throw this Chiefland defense off kilter a little bit.
Manch back there, Walker back there. We'll see who gets the direct snap. It'll be Walker. He'll hand it off this time, and nothing to go for Bryson Willis. Tried to get around the left side, and some great pursuit there, led by Jody Wright on the Chiefland side.
Jeff, this is a little bit scary now. We're talking about there's 7:18 left in the second quarter, and it's still, this game's still wide open. But Willis is going to punt this ball away. But Chiefland's playing like a team possessed right now. They're playing like the better team, and not a whole lot Williston. It's been very little resistance.
Danny Burchett will come in to punt. Chiefland's got a couple of guys deep, and both of their tippy toes at the 45-yard line, so should get good field position here. They'll let it bounce, though, and not a great decision because that's going to get a big Williston roll inside the 30-yard line. So nice job by Danny Burchett to flip the field, and Chiefland will take back over at the 28-yard line.
Well, here we go. I mean,
6:32.
Same thing exists. We got to see what Williston's defense can do against what's been almost an unstoppable Chiefland Indian offense. Just they've been really good, and we've seen a lot of Matt Goodall and what he's done. We've seen once again DeMaurice Sweet, and we've seen some John Adams. But don't be surprised if some other guys get involved in this party, right? You're hearing jumping around right now. Well, Chiefland's jumping around all on this Williston defense.
Well, and as everybody's jumping around, we'll give a big shout out to Tucker Chiropractic. If you're jumping around and happen to bust your back, Tucker Chiropractic will take care of you.
See,
and Shannon, now that we're getting old, that's a must-needed.
I felt a little pull in my back there, Jeff, and I felt like I was in the 90s, in the mid-90s, and still able to jump around, which I'm only at a slight hop now. So,
of course, for those that are Shannon and I's age, this is actually the song that got Mrs. Doubtfire, Robin Williams, of course, in trouble. Remember, Sally Field came home. He was throwing a party for the kids. All the animals were in the house. They were playing this song. He was jumping up on the coffee table, and she didn't like it. I would have thought that was cool.
I thought she would have jumped in with them.
Heck yeah.
You know, at that point in time, I'd have been like, oh, that's fine. I'll leave. You're no fun. No fun zone.
We are having a lot of fun here tonight. Not so much fun on the Williston side, but I think everybody's just happy to have high school football back, Shannon.
Yeah.
You know, there's been so much hype, certainly for college football around the country. The NFL will start in a couple of weeks. Gators will get going here locally next week, and there's a lot of hype between DJ Lagway. Florida's ranked 15th in the AP poll. They've got receivers. They've got running backs. There's a lot of guys to make this area excited.
You talked to Billy Napier. This is his best team. Like, this is a team that is supposed to contend for a college football playoff berth, hopefully a title. So it's going to be exciting in North Central Florida and the state of Florida for the Florida Gators, as it is for the country that football is back. I always look forward to this time of year because it is the most exciting time for at least myself.
All right, before we get going here with Chiefland, let's throw it down to the sideline where Randy's got a special guest.
Indeed, we are standing here with Lowell Lackey, and Lowell is a genius when it comes to the automotive world. He is the sales manager with Parks Motor Group, and I know Friday night football is big for everybody, and especially you, your company as well, too, correct?
Of course. Friday night football, man, it's cut grass. It's a nice late night with the lights on. It's a great way to spend an evening out here, whether you're out in Williston, Chiefland, Bronson. You know, I want to make sure that obviously we're having a great time out here, and it's been phenomenal watching both Williston and Chiefland duke it out tonight.
And Parks of Gainesville, I know, is very concerned and give a lot to the community, and this is just another way, is it not?
Of course. It may say Gainesville on my shirt, but we want to be everybody's hometown dealership. Whether, like I said, Bronson, Williston, Chiefland, Jacksonville, Ocala, we want to make sure that you feel at home with us, and that's why we're doing these events. We want to make sure that we're part of these communities, we are part of these events. Friday Night Football is a big part of that, especially in these smaller communities. This is where everybody comes to on a Friday night like this, and we want to make sure that we're there hand in hand with everybody, and when you're ready to come look for something, you know you've got a safe place over here in Gainesville.
Finally, your website is?
ParksofGainesville.com. That's Gville Auto, baby.
Can you get the broadcast crew a deal?
Oh, absolutely. Let me know when you want to come in. I've got Hyundais, Fords galore, and used cars out the wazoo for you guys.
Jeff, we got you a new car. Enjoy.
All right, Randy, appreciate it, and appreciate Parks for being a part of this. And right as we get it back up here, Williston gets the ball back down there. Another big turnover. Chiefland, big gain on first down, had a penalty, and then the second takeaway now is Cameron Mensch will get the ball back for the offense.
Able to get in there, big hit right there. In the middle of that line, all of a sudden the ball's back in Williston's hands. So here you go. You got to do something with it. Able to create a couple turnovers here tonight, put their offense in a decent position. If you're the offense, you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out now. Your defense gives you the ball back in plus territory. Got to put points on the board here.
They'll keep the ball on the ground with a nice run right up the middle. That is Terrence Marshall. Again, weaving through the middle part of the field. Gain about 20 there on first down.
Yeah, we haven't seen Marshall do that since the first quarter. Had a big 12-yard run in the first quarter. Able to get him back up the middle on that little dive right there. Big hole, wide open, and able to get that big first down, which was really, really, really needed by that Williston offense.
Well, it just shows you how strong he is. A little bowling ball. There is Terrence Marshall. He dragged a Chiefland defender for a good 3 or 4 more yards. That's a GFL. First down as Williston approaches the red zone. 1st and 10 on the 23-yard line. Jazikoff will hand it off again. And there's old number 21 again, John Adams, making sure that they don't get many yards there on the O. Walker run.
A cross buck counter right there, able to come back around the right edge. Got to play your assignment. Great job by Chiefland, able to do that, but starting to move it, starting to get into their groove, if you were, on Williston on these last couple runs.
Well, they're in the Calamatris red zone. Calamatris deals so hot they built a fire station across the street. 2nd and 7 now for the Red Devils. Jazikoff will hand it off again. Another strong run there by Marshall. And he'll be just shy of the yard to gain.
Yeah, still moving this football. And and this is what they do. They play down and dirty and rugged, and they start, going into almost like a rugby scrum when they know, and this is 4-down territory, Jeff. There's no doubt about this, right? You're not kicking this ball for a field goal, but this is what they do, right? Get themselves in the 3rd and short. Even if you don't make it, they're going for it on 4th down. And they got a lot of things at their disposal in the run game.
3rd and about 2. Marshall in the backfield again. They'll give it to him right up the middle. He's got first down and some more. Out to the 10-yard line as this is the Terrence Marshall drive.
First down yardage for the Red Devils.
This will be an excellent time, Jeff, for some sort of a QB. Just a QB rollout. They have yet to really come down on Jazikoff and to really lay any licks on him because he's been handing the ball off this entire first half. Be good to see him on a rollout, get on that edge, and get up in the end zone.
So big UF Health Ortho Care first down. Ortho Care right there on 34th Street. Open 7 days a week where walk-ins are welcome. 1st and goal here for Williston. They'll hand it off again, and they'll continue to stay with big old number 22. Marshall fighting his way down to the end zone, and he's in. That's a Radiant Credit Union touchdown, and it was all Terrence Marshall. We were talking about the Gators. He looked like an old Gator, number 22, Emmett Smith, with that drive.
He did. Able to break some tackles right there. All 5'8", 195 pounds of them able to get between those tackles and really give Williston the punch that they needed, right? Get points on the board, get them fired up to cut that deficit where they were at. Nice job by that Williston Red Devil offense.
So Williston does take advantage of the turnover by Chiefland. It was their second.
And good.
The Red Devils inch ever so closer now, trailing by just a touchdown with about 3.5 minutes to go until halftime.
Red Devils 14.
How much was that needed? I mean, we're still in the second quarter, and yeah, you got enough time left to play, but it felt like the game was getting away from a little bit before that big fumble, for that big hit for a fumble. Chiefland was just kind of digging away at Williston. Their defense didn't really slow them down. There wasn't a lot going on, and all of a sudden a turnover changes momentum and puts Williston back into a spot to where they're only 1 score down.
Yeah, really could have been a 14-point swing there.
Could have, yeah.
On that turnover.
100%. Yeah, it could have. It could have gotten really bad here headed into halftime for Williston, but that's exactly what momentum had. That's what momentum does, right? You're down, and then all of a sudden one turnover changes the entire complexity of a game.
Well, the freshman Giovanni De La Cruz set to kick it off.
De La Cruz set to kick.
Another Sky Frog tree service kickoff. Right legs into it, just a little pooch again. And it'll be fielded, and a lot of room to run down the sideline before finally stepping out of bounds, but that pooch kick didn't pay off.
And there's a flag over there, too. There's another 15 coming.
Ty Jackson came and grabbed it, got a great hop, and just used that speed all the way down the sideline.
And just such a great play for Williston, able to get in there and get their touchdown. And all of a sudden, you just give this up, right? And you push the guy out of bounds. He's already out. The ref blows the whistle, and probably out of frustration, but you just tag on another 15 to that run and just, just takes that momentum back to the other side where the Indians lay.
And every time Williston seems to get close or within 7, something happens.
Yeah, you just say, hey, you want to capitalize off of momentum, and, that was unnecessary, right? Yeah, those happen. You pooch kick it, you run the risk of having, a big return. So those happen, but the extra 15 yards on the outside there just, it hurts you. It hurts you mentally. And it physically hurts your football team because it puts them closer to that end zone.
So as the referee walks off the 15 and we get closer to halftime, we want to remind you about our Pavlov halftime report. We'll have this week's Parks Motor Group, Scholar Athletes, Parks Motor Group, local roots, community pride, and legendary rides. We'll also talk with tonight's participating school administrators, plus Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals from all over the country. It's all coming up in our Pavlov halftime report. Pavlov, the fastest and most reliable fiber internet in Gainesville. All right, Goodale takes over. He'll hand it off, and nothing on the left side as a bunch of boys from up front come in and get it, led by Steve Jennings there from the D-line.
Second and 12 for the Indians.
Yeah, we also saw Darion Peterson able to get in there, and also right there,
Danny
number
Burchett.
11. Yeah, Danny Burchett, who, those guys are gang tackling. That's good to hear, all right? They're fired up. They know that, hey, we need to stop. Excellent play after a big return by Chiefland.
Loss of 3 on the play. Quarterback keeps, and nice little run by Goodale.
Brought down by Kyron Penny.
Shed a couple of tackles to make it 3rd and about 8.
I mean, it's good up, kid. He's pretty shifty, isn't he? We've seen some big runs from him, crashing down on the end. He's able to break containment, but he's got a little bit of wheels on him, got a little bit of wiggle on him. So, been able to do a lot of his damage here in this second quarter.
Well, and Chiefland trying not to hurry here as we creep down towards 2 minutes. Williston choosing not to call a timeout. They still have all 3 here in the first half. So a big play here by Goodall in this Chiefland offense. High snap, Goodall will keep it, trying to get around the right side, but he'll run out of room, but a flag does come down, and we'll see what that's all about.
Yeah, that looks like a hold, and we talk great about him all the time, but John Adams kind of held looks like the cornerback that was trying to keep that edge over there, and they're going to call this one back.
Referees will sort things out. And we're about to find out. Will in fact be a hold. And Williston chooses not to decline it. They'll back Chiefland up. That'll give at least another offensive play for Chiefland.
Blindside block, I believe is the call. March it off back to the Red Devil 40-yard line. Bring up 3rd and about 22 for the Indians.
So 3rd and 22. Goodell back to pass. He's running around looking for somebody down the field. Pump fakes it like Shannon did back in Pee Wee ball before scattering out of bounds.
I wasn't that athletic, Jeff, but I appreciate the compliment. You see Goodell able to kind of pump fake the guy out of his shoes, get around the edge there, and get some yards. I mean, that's what he's done pretty much all night. And sure enough, it's been his legs. It hasn't been his arm. It's been his legs. That's been a little bit of a killer. But puts it down in the 4th down territory.
Minute 43 to go until half here. Goodell and the offense going to stay out there.
And this does feel like 4 down territory, right? They're not punting this away. They're probably going to try to go for this and see if they can get the first down.
So a big play coming up by the Williston defense. Goodell back to pass. He'll fire it, and that'll be well short of the line to gain. It'll be incomplete anyway, so a turnover on downs going to give Williston a chance to get down the field in about 1 minute and 40 seconds and try to tie this thing up at the half.
Could you imagine the world we live in to where Williston hadn't played very good in the first half? Chiefland walked the ball down there on a majority of their drives, and all of a sudden it's 21-14, and Williston has the opportunity to go in with 1 minute and 39 left in this second quarter to tie this football game. This is a big drive right here, just to get some points on the board. This is a huge drive for Williston to try to get this thing done.
Chiefland will get the ball, start off the second half. Good play there by Chris Rauch. And we'll see what the dart thrower, Jazikoff, and this offense can do. Jazikoff will roll to the right, looking down the field. He's got a man. That's a nice catch on the sideline by Bullwidge.
Yeah, good throw, good catch. Able to get Jazikoff out there, and now we're going to see him showcase his arm a little bit, right? They're not going to get in. They're not back there. They're not running cross bunch of counters. They got to throw the ball. 1:22 left, and they got to get some points on the board and get down the field.
Bullwidge did not get out of bounds, so the clock continues to roll here.
You're the Red Devils. You got 3 timeouts, all right? Maybe think about using one, preserving this clock a little bit.
2 receivers left. They'll hand it off this time, and not much room for Walker, but he does, in fact, get the first down, so that'll stop the clock.
Cam Manning up the middle.
And that's a GFL first down. Green today, green for life.
Yeah, you gotta make, if you're the Red Devils, you gotta make sure you're moving. Get this ball moving. Still got timeouts left in your bank that you can use.
Under a minute to go, and finally now a timeout is called by Williston. They set the ball, clock started running, it was on the referee's whistle, and Williston just wasn't on the ball to get things going, so they'll use their first timeout here in the first half.
Yeah, that's a coaching blunder right there, right? You wasted 7 seconds. Could have called timeout after that if you weren't ready or prepared, but when that clock stops, you know this is 2-minute drill. 2-minute drill is sometimes, or a lot of times, the reason why football games are won and lost, right? Every team across the country practices this moment, right? You got 2 minutes left in the half, 2 minutes left in the game. You got to be able to make something happen. You got to have plays ready, so coaching staff's got to do a better job of getting those plays in.
Yeah, it's been a long summer, Shannon. A lot of different things that these guys work on, and you come to camp, you get a couple of weeks before season starts. But, yeah, you go over all these types of things, so now you get to try to show it off, that 2-minute drill here in the first game of the season. Yeah,
and this has to feel nice if you're Williston because of everything that happened in this first half, right? You're down, 2 scores 2 times in this first half, and then all of a sudden, you have the opportunity to really reset the score and go into the half 0-0 basically.
Bullwidge and Maverick Jones lined up as receivers to the left. Jazikoff will look out that way, rolling, trying to find a guy, and that one is just off the hands of Maverick Jones. And, if we're talking about nicknames, we gave the nickname for Jazikoff as the dart thrower. Maverick, it was Maverick Talk to Me Goose Jones.
If anybody doesn't know what that is, and I'm not even going to age myself because, there's a couple of versions that came out, but that's a Top Gun reference, right? One of my favorite movies.
No doubt.
Ever. But, yeah, it was an excellent throw by Jazikoff right there, able to throw a high ball where Maverick was able to get his hands on it. It wasn't able to pull it down, but good throw. Catch needs to be made. Get your hands on that, you got to pull that down.
Same 2 guys on the right side of the formation this time, but they'll hand it off. And there is John Adams making sure that they can't get too many yards on that gain. About 5.
40 seconds left in the half. Timeout.
So I'm not a big fan of that call, right? I don't think at this point in time, maybe with a minute and some change left, you can throw the ball, you can run the ball up a little bit, try to get yourselves first downs. But, not when you're less than 45 seconds left going into the half, and you basically just gave up a free timeout. So, got to be a better play call. Got to be prepared for these situations because it could come down to the fourth quarter where there's a 2-minute situation and Williston has a score.
So Williston's second timeout will allow them to talk things over. 3rd and 6. We have seen a pretty strong leg by the freshman, Giovanni De La Cruz, but you would think that they would have to get about another 25 yards or so to even think about a field goal.
Yeah, 25 yards will put them into a 40, 45-yard-ish range to at least just have a shot at it. But you need to pull something out of that passing playbook. Got to throw something down there, something medium range that can get you down there, get the clock stopped, so you can get another play without having to burn your last time out.
Yeah, worry about the first down first. Jazakoff will look out to the right, and that one is in and out of the hands of Sean Bolwidge. Another really nice pass by Jazakoff. These guys just aren't hauling them in for him tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's put every ball kind of right on the money. I haven't seen him throw too many errant passes. As wide receivers you got to take care of your quarterback. Your quarterback's putting it on the money. You got to pay them off, right? You got to cash in on that, and they haven't been able to do that every time tonight, and they're going to need to do it here in the second half if they want to win this football game.
So 4th and 5, they're not going to go for it at midfield. Danny Burchett will come out and kick it away. And a very smart decision there. You don't get it, then that gives Chiefland a couple of cracks at it right before the half.
Kick for the Red Devils.
Ty Jackson deep. Nice punt. High up into the air. Everybody will bail away from it. I'll take another Williston bounce and roll to about the 5-yard line. So a couple of really nice punts tonight by Danny Burchett.
Indians start right there, 1st and 10.
Yeah, it's got to feel a little bit disappointing if you're Williston. All right, you had an opportunity, and I think there's just a couple of things that need to be emphasized in the locker room at halftime about urgency. Williston's looked better here in the second quarter, right? And as has Chiefland, but Williston's looked a lot better here in the second quarter, right? They forced a couple turnovers, some stuff has happened. So this is a pretty competitive football game, and I'm pretty sure, Jeff, it's going to be an exciting one here to finish it out. And I will tell you, they're playing some fire music here. This is, I got to be impressed. I'm definitely impressed with the PA announcer. He knows what he's doing around here.
Getting after it for sure. All right, Chiefland won't get after it here. They'll just take a knee, and we will settle into halftime with about 23 seconds to go. And there you have it. Goodell, who has had a really nice first half, will take a knee. And 3 big run plays by Chiefland has put them up 21-14. And Williston has been helped and aided by a couple of Chiefland turnovers, or it really could be worse. Chiefland played a really nice first half.
They did on offense and defense. I mean, guys that really got after it. So got to continue down into the second half. If you're Williston, got to make those halftime adjustments and get yourself a little bit more consistent.
It will be the Indians getting the ball to start things off here in the second half. We've seen De La Cruz pooch a lot of kicks tonight. It hasn't really paid off. He'll do it a little bit further this time, trying to find it into no man's land, but it takes a nice bounce. And it will be returnable there by Chiefland, but not much for Ty Jackson. And that was our Skyfrog tree service kickoff. Skyfrog, stay motivated.
Yeah, now this is a proving ground. If you're Williston, we saw a lot of what Matt Goodell did with his feet, what he's able to do. Hasn't thrown the ball around a ton, but been able to make a lot of, almost has over 100 yards on the ground running. So we'll see if he can keep that up. He's been able to feed number 12, DeMaurice Sweet, as well as we saw a little bit of John Adams in that first half. So offense has been good. They've been able to keep the ball to the foot on the gas pedal, but they got to cut down on the turnovers is what this Williston defense has capitalized on.
Cowbells are out. They've been out all game here on this Williston sideline. They'll go direct snap to Adams, trying to get around the left side. He's got a really nice gain on first down, close to first down yardage.
I mean, that's a great play call. Adams is a big kid, and he's got 2 lead blockers in front of him. That's just you're going to get yards there. That's not going to be your lost yardage play, as it hasn't been tonight. So, and they're looking to get Adams a little bit more involved. We normally call his name in the past a lot on defense, but he's been on the offensive side of the ball quite a bit here tonight.
It will be a UF Health Ortho Care first down. That's how we get started. So the first play that Chiefland had it on the first half went into the end zone on a 20-yard run, and to start off the second half, a nice 10-yard run by Adams. Adams will stay back there. High snap, has to pick it up, tries to get around the outside, but a nice ankle tackle. And that will be a big loss on first down for Adams.
And you can see the plan there. They were trying to roll out, and they've been trying to do that here. The first couple of plays get to the edge, and they've been challenging that edge a little bit because Williston's had a little bit of a tough time containing here tonight. So the edge is where they're attacking. They're showing that here tonight, but miscue caused the lost yardage play right there.
Well, in each of those first two plays, Matt Goodale was not out there, the quarterback. You see him run out there this time. It'll be second and about 18. Couple of receivers to the right and two more to the left. As Goodale will take another high snap, and that messed everything up again. So back-to-back bad snaps by the Chiefland center, and that has really put the Indians in a hole.
Yeah, center's he's got to get the ball down. Listen, you can't be the reason that you kill a drive or kill something that you guys got going on. Ball's got to get down. Goodell's not 7'2". He can't get up there, and he doesn't have a rocket up his butt. So he's got to be able to get that ball down, get it in his hands, and let Goodell do what he's been doing all night.
So 3rd and 21 now for the Chiefland offense, who has gone backwards over the last couple of plays. Goodale, nice pocket, will break it, and he'll just flip it over to Demore Sweet, who's trying to get up down the sideline, but well short of the yard to gain.
It really was the miscue on the high snap that really caused this drive to go awry pretty quickly. But if you're Chiefland, you can move the ball, right? But now it's time to play defense. Try to get those guys back on the field and try to force a 3-and-out turnover here.
This will be the first punt of the day for Chiefland. And Goodell, the quarterback, will be the one to do it. Good snap this time. Goodell gets it, end over end kick. They'll let it bounce and take a sideways bounce before finally settling down. So Williston will take over, 37-yard line, and an opportunity on the first drive here in the second half to try to tie this thing up.
I mean, needless to say, it's a good 3-and-out. You need that if you're Williston. Now let's see what they're doing on offense. And this is the part that I always wonder things coming out at halftime, Jeff, of, what offense or what defense is going to make a change. This is probably more specifically for the Williston offense because it had one really good drive. I mean, had an 80-yard pass that they just housed earlier here in the football game by Sean Bolage. But here we go. I mean, we got to see this. We got to see what this Williston offense is made of. I mean, they've been so good in the past at running the ball, and they just haven't done it here tonight. So let's see if they can get this thing going.
So we've got our first cramp of the night, which that is something we saw a lot last year. But you got to give a lot of credit to these UF Health athletic trainers. They've gone through the process. They've been out there with the kids and grinded over these last couple of weeks through training camp, and they've really been there to make sure that these guys stay hydrated. They've been doing a lot to make sure that they don't get those cramps from what we saw a ton of last year. And that's the great part about what UF Health does here. It's the same athletic trainers, same doctors, physicians that are treating the Florida Gator athletes that are treating our own high school athletes here in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, out here, and they help prevent a lot of that stuff. A lot of times those cramps and stuff happen before. There's a preventive nature that they're doing a great job doing.
Good run by Bryson Willis there on first down. He lets everybody know that that's past the yard to gain. And that'll be a GFL first down.
Yeah, first time we've heard from Willis since that first missed touchdown pass of the game that he dropped, but able to get up and make a nice play right there and get himself a first down, get back involved with this offense.
What you talking about?
Yeah, that's right. Short memory. I like the reference right there.
You like that?
Solid reference right there.
They'll fake it to Willis this time. They'll give it right up the gut, and not much
Terrence Marshall, 22.
there for Terrence Marshall, who does have a touchdown.
Second and 6 for the Red Devils. 8 minutes.
Gain of about 4 in that one.
Third quarter.
And decent drive, and that's what they need to do. That's always been their mantra, to stay ahead of the chains, get yourself little chunks at a time. This offense needs to stay on the field. Their defense has been on probably more than they would have liked tonight, and they've been getting gashed behind it. But if you're able to keep this offense on the field, take off 5-6 minutes off that clock and get in the end zone, it's going to be a Williston Red Devil game here headed into the fourth.
Marshall gets it again, and this time he's stopped. Big boy football right there. And
Mark it on the 45.
it's been a while since we've been able to mention Jesse Hodge, but he got in on that play.
Yeah, the cool thing about this, Jeff, is that Chiefland is playing great defense between the tackles. That's where, the path of resistance has came from. I mean, that's Wilson's bread and butter, is to run between the tackles. Haven't gotten the big runs as they've gotten in bunches here in the past.
So 3rd and 4 now for the Red Devils. They've crossed midfield here on the drive. They'll give it to the tailback again, but again, Jesse Hodge right there.
Marshall again, 2-yard gain, bring up 4th and 1 for the Red Devils.
So that's going to keep the Red Devils short, and it's going to be about a yard or 2.
And they're punting it away. Wow, what a great stop there by that Chiefs defense.
And you see Jesse Hodge in there pulling him back. Well, Wilson going to call an early timeout here in the second half. Remember, they didn't call a timeout till late in that first half, but this is one to probably think over here, Shannon, just 4th and 2.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, you have to go for this. You want to go for this because you're this close. You got a lot of things at your disposal, and you need a touchdown here.
All right, so as they think it over, we will allow you all to do the same. Big 4th down decision coming up when we come back. We'll see if Williston is able to bust through. They have chosen to keep that offense out on the field. So a big 4th down and about 3.
And you figured this was the move. Like them punting the ball away didn't really make sense, but here you go. You get up there, you get the first down just like they do right there.
Cam Mannett up the middle, and he does in fact have that first down. So nice job by that offensive line. They opened up a hole for the little guy, and he busted right through it.
Yeah, got the stones to come out there and run that ball right up the middle. And listen, this is what you need if you're Williston. It's a rugby scrum. Haven't been stopped for too many lost yardage plays, so 4th and 2, 4th and 1, that should have been just easy going for him as it was right there on that play.
That was a UF Health Ortho Care first down. Walk-ins are welcome 7 days a week. Bunch formation again. And a direct snap. And a big hit.
Good night.
Went down. He lost the ball.
Excuse me. He's down, referee says.
Oh, my gosh. Young man, you better get your pads down when you come through that hole like that, because he just got smoked. Was that a fumble?
Yeah, Willis running high. And
damn. Yeah, that ball bounces off the ground, but
Wykel Howard came in with the big old hit.
Good Lord. You better get those pads down. As your coach says, son, he's coming. You better buckle that chin strap up.
Gain of 6 on the play, and good thing is Willis is okay. He'll remain in the game. Snap goes to Mannett. And he'll be.
And while people think, okay, well, they're just kind of running the ball, same place between the tackles. And listen, this is the Williston game plan. This is what they do, right? They start to wear you down, and we're in the second half. They're starting to lean on this defensive line a little bit. You see guys with their hands on their hips. So this is great. This is great if you're Williston. You're in your game plan. You're in what you like to do best. Now all you got to do is put this ball in the end zone and tie this game up.
Well, Manning back there again. Willis back there. Snap will go to Manna, and it looks like he's got enough for the first down. He does, in fact, cross the 30-yard line, and plenty to move the chains once again. Brought to you by GFL.
Yeah, two things are happening right now, Jeff. One, they're moving the ball, right? We're want to get points on the board, but second off, they're keeping that defense. They're keeping that defense off the field, right? Winding this time down, making it a shorter game, and keeping that Indians really potent offense off the field as well.
Well, we're going to have a timeout for a water break. About 5.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Nobody has scored here in the second half of this ball game. Williston trying to get into the end zone and tie this thing up here on Friday Night Rivals. It's 21-14. We'll be back with more right after this. We welcome you back. Fans, don't forget during the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the IBEW Local 1205 Player of the Game. It's the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 1205, powering a brighter future. Going to be a tough selection for the committee tonight, Shannon, because we've seen 5 different scores from 5 different people.
Yeah, it's really going to come down what happens here at the end of this football game, here in this rest of this third quarter and the fourth.
Another high snap, but nice job to get to the outside. That is Diamana, brother of Cameron. First time that we've seen Jaden get the ball tonight, and it looks like there was a hold to bring him back.
That ball's coming back, able to get to the edge, but there was a little bit of a jersey pull. Ref threw that flag right away. Knew anytime that jersey's pulling away from shoulder pads, they're going to throw that. They're throwing that flag.
So after a lot of positive momentum in the drive for Williston, they go backwards for the first time. That'll back them up to the 35-yard line.
I mean, and that's, listen, we'll continue to watch like what Williston's doing on offense, but they're moving the ball. The one thing that really hurts them is when they get behind the chains, right? They have these big deficits, right? They've done nothing but just run the ball down the throat of the Chiefland Indians. So, let's see if they have to open up a pass here. Let's see if they do some rollout to try to get themselves into a manageable second down position.
Yeah, Jazikoff back in at quarterback. He is looking to try to get the ball down the field. Tries to hit the middle part of the field, but they're going to call it a catch. That's a great job by the tight end there, Ramsey Webb.
Yeah, beautiful catch right there. And that's what they needed, right? A nice little chunk right there. Almost 10-yard pass or 7-8-yard pass, able to get up there in the middle, make it somewhat of a manageable second down.
Webb, the senior, with his first catch. Jazikoff looking to throw again, trying to roll to the right, keeping his eyes down the field, but nobody, so he will just run out of room.
Run out of bounds around the 28-yard line.
Yeah, well played. Roll out to the right. Love to see somewhat of a reverse rollout, like get the defense going in one direction, have him roll out the opposite way. Hasn't done a lot of damage with his legs. He's been able to put some passes, pinpoint them pretty well here tonight, but they need something big here. They need something big. I mean, can't stall. This is the closest that they've been since their last touchdown drive.
3rd and 12 now for Williston. Seen a lot of drop balls tonight. Jazikoff has had a really nice game. The stats don't necessarily show it.
Right. Yeah, his receivers haven't taken care of him all night, but see if he can uncork one right now, get his team back in a good position.
He's going to hand it off. Quick reverse. And that is John Adams once again. Shedding his blocker. They had Willis out there trying to handle Adams, and Adams just pushed him away and made a big, big play.
Adams doesn't make that play. He's going to still be running. I mean, just unbelievable play by Adams. Shedding, actually keeping that outside leverage, fighting off a blocker and making a tackle. Just that. I don't think anybody can totally understand or realize how good of a play that was.
And just to stay home like that. You see a lot of guys in high school really try to go after the pursuit the other way, and he just did his job and made a big stop.
Talk about this. That's discipline play right there. Unbelievable job by Adams.
So 4th and 12 now, and Williston's going to have to use their second timeout already here in the second half.
26 left in the third quarter.
And if you're Williston right here, it's 4th and 12. You have to kind of go for it. You're in no man's land. Like, you're not You can't punt this ball away, right? You're 30 yards going in. Probably too long for your field goal kicker. So, like, what do you uncork? Like, you haven't been great in the passing game. Receivers dropped a few balls here and there, but you got to come up with your best passing play. And the receivers, it's a throw and catch game. Steve Spurrier used to say it back in the day: throw the ball, catch the ball. That's simple, very easy. But they got to come up with something here and now.
Well, it's time to raise the roof with Mission Metals. Mission Metals, your trusted hometown metal roofing and metal building supplier. It's right here on Friday Night Rivals. There you see the Devil cheerleaders doing a great job tonight keeping this crowd engaged. Hasn't been a crowd that's gotten into it too much just because Chiefland scored early and often. Williston started to come back, but every time that they've had the ability to try to get in and get this game tied up, they've had some things happen. So big play right here as Williston will stay on the field and go for it on 4th and 12. So Jazikoff in the shotgun. Good snap. He'll fake the handoff. Got a guy wide open.
What a play. What a play.
And that is going to be a touchdown. No problems right there by Raul Alvarez hanging on to it. And just like that, it's a one-point ball game here in Williston.
So beautiful. Alvarez rolling around, coming back the opposite way. They roll out. They roll Jazikoff out to the right, throws it back to the left. Just a beautiful play. Able to pop out the back door. And you talk about pulling out your best pass play. You go see right here. Just rolls right back underneath the defense and throws it back across his body, and sure enough, puts it in a good spot, and Alvarez takes care of him, gets in the end zone. Point pending for a tied game.
So the all-important extra point here by the freshman, Giovanni Dela Cruz. Right leg is through it, and that is right down the middle. So we are knotted up at 21 apiece. All of a sudden, Williston has come all the way back from a 2-score deficit. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a ball game here on the opener of Friday Night Rivals.
We do got a ball game. This is what we were talking about. You know, Jeff, at some point in time, I said, man, maybe Chiefland blows the doors off of Williston and runs them out of Devil Stadium. And all of a sudden, we're looking up, and it's 3:19 left, and it's 21-21, and Williston has fought, and they clawed. And this is the thing about rivalry games, about teams that know each other well, that play each other on a yearly basis, that know each other's tendencies, is that this game is really never over. It never really was over, and Williston puts together a really great drive, and on 4th and 12, by the way, 4th and 12, uncorks a great pass, fires up a little bit of Eminem right now, and sure enough, it's a game.
It'll give us another Sky Frog kickoff. Sky Frog, stay motivated. Really no motivation needed between either of these teams. They don't like each other.
They don't.
Plain and simple. Nice return and a couple of spin moves by Ty Jackson. And he will allow his Chiefland teammates start off in good field position.
They'll take over, 1st and 10.
So Chiefland is not trailed in this ball game. We'll see if they can answer, which they've done a couple of times already tonight.
So we saw Chiefland, and they had some real problems with the snap from the center to quarterback, and that's got to get fixed, right? That's the biggest part. 2 of them on the last drive is what really killed it. But they've been able to do what they wanted on the ground with the quarterback run with a couple guys coming around the edge. So watch for that specifically. Watch for them to try to continue that dominance in that run game.
Goodale back at quarterback. He'll have Sweet back there with him. Quick little hitter to the outside. And ball's going to come out right on the sideline, and we'll see if that went out of bounds or not. It looks like it did.
Ooh, man. You talk about a game of inches. That ball was kind of hanging around on the ground, and a Chiefland defender, a Williston defender got on it, but it looks like he was out of bounds.
Yeah, Doty was wide open. Referee's looking at it and recovered just over the white line. So it'll be a 9-yard gain there by Doty on the quick hitter. Right at midfield are the Indians. Trips receivers to the right this time.
They gave him first down yardage.
And one to the short side of the field. They will, in fact, now call it a first down. So he got just enough to move the sticks. 1st and 10 now for the Indians. Good snap. Hand off to Sweet. Battling, churning, and a strong 5-yard run there on first down.
It's always fun to see when a game gets tied up off of a big play, and you watch the makeup of the guys on the field on both sides of the ball. You can see they're blocking a little harder. They're going a little bit extra. There's a little bit of extra stuff going on after the play. So these guys are fighting now. This game's within reach, and it only takes a small little play to turn the tide here.
2:35 left here in quarter number 3. Trips receivers again to the right side of the formation. Goodale will take another high snap. He'll go to the other side of the field and overshoot Adams.
Intended deep.
Yeah, that kind of just was just a toss it up there. It looks like that was the play. The play the entire time was to throw it to Adams and let him go get it. Great athlete, but just not really out of his reach.
And again, it was another high snap chance, so it was. And even though the quarterback's able to haul it in, it messes up the timing just enough to maybe cause an overthrow like that.
It does. You're absolutely right, Jeff. You had to go up high with that and keep an eye on that here again, because we saw the first one, and a lot of times the center's not kind of calmed down after that one. He's just a little bit off with that snap, and the last thing that Chiefland needs here is another high snap.
So big 3rd and 5 here. Goodale takes the high snap. He'll keep it himself, and he's got nowhere to go. Great job by that Williston defense. Danny Burchett right there from his middle linebacker spot read that all the way.
For the Indians.
Yeah, playing some great defense now. Williston is. After we're seeing what's happened to them tonight, they've had the ball ran through the middle of that defense around edges. Things have happened to them, but here we are. 4th and 6, and this is a big down. It looks like it seems as if Chiefland's going to go for this.
Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Bring them out, bring them out.
Well, Williston just got a big 4th and 12. We'll see what Chiefland can do here on 4th and 5. Goodale looking around. Got what he wants. He'll try for the left side, and that is a nice throw and catch. Just a little curl past the marker, and a nice first down as Adams hauls it in.
Yeah, they knew that was coming. Corner was bailing. Had done it on the last play, playing over top with cover 2, kind of a cover 2 man, cover 1 over top, and sure enough, Adams just comes underneath, catches it at the stick, and turns it up for what's a huge first down.
Another UF Health Ortho Care first down where walk-ins are welcome 7 days a week. So Chiefland moves the chains well into enemy territory now.
Yeah, this is a nice drive for Chiefland. Able to answer, doing a good job of moving this ball down the field. See if there's going to be some payoff. See if they can catch this in the end zone.
Goodale's going to keep it himself, try to get around the right side. And he's got a nice gain there on first down of about 6.
Love this Goodale. I love his mentality. He's not getting down, right? A lot of times quarterbacks are sliding into that run, but, he's really fighting for every inch and every yard. Over 100 yards tonight on the ground has been a real problem for this Williston defense with his legs.
Clock ticking, about 10 to go here in the quarter, so we'll see if Chiefland tries to get another playoff here. And they won't have enough time. So the clock hits 0, and that will do it. End of 3 quarters here in the opener. 21 for Chiefland, 21 for Williston in this great rivalry here in North Central Florida. Make sure you come back because we've got an exciting 4th quarter coming your way here on Friday Night Rivals. Well, nobody's stopping this Williston crowd tonight. They have really turned things around. The cowbells are out. They've been very boisterous, trying to encourage and see whether or not this Williston defense can make another big stop.
Yeah, this is big. We talk. They need a stop here, and they need to stop now, because this is the fourth quarter, and this is what they've seen all night.
Goodale gets to the outside, makes a nice pitch before getting down. He'll get it over to Adams, and that's going to be enough for a first down.
And we've seen that a lot here tonight with, Adams playing a lot of receiver. We've seen him a little bit in the backfield. Haven't seen him a lot on defense because it seems like he's been needed on the offensive side, but he's been able to make plays and get these first downs when really necessary for this Chiefland offense.
Well, we'll see what the call is here. I wonder if they're going to call that Goodale was across the line of scrimmage.
It looked like he had turned it up a little bit, but it just kind of flicked it ahead, but.
I think that is the signal for illegal.
Yep, that's exactly what it's going to be. So what we thought was a pretty good play by Goodale, he had just stepped over the line of scrimmage, so that'll push him 5 yards back. And now
loss of down, 3rd and 8.
Be a loss of down and 3rd and 8. So Goodale will try to keep it, try to get around the left side, but he will not.
What a play.
Goodale tracked down, number 5.
That's a great job there by Chris Roush. We've seen him a couple of times tonight come in and make some big stops, and the strong safety read that thing all the way.
Yeah, number 4 Cameron Mann able to come up as well. I mean, both those guys met him kind of head on, and Mann able to come up and blow up that corner as well. So the lead blocker. So great job by both of those guys, gang tackling and getting the quarterback on the ground.
So that'll get Andy Clock out there, the athletic trainer from UF Health, to make sure everything's all right. Marcus Appling, the injured Red Devil.
It's hard. It's a hard-hitting football game, Jeff. These guys are really, they've really turned it on. There's been a couple flush shots, and now the good old cramp. Those things are starting to pop back up, and we've only seen a couple of them. Nice night out here tonight. Weather's not too bad, so we haven't seen a lot of it, but really nice job there.
So it'll be 4th down again, and Chiefland going for it again. Fourth and about 6. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout. So Williston making sure that everything is okay, but Shannon, that is their 3rd timeout here in the second half, and there's still 11 minutes to go in this one.
Yeah, that's a little scary, Jeff, because you figured that as we talked about things coming down the 2-minute drill. Didn't have a really great 2-minute drill at the end of the first half. And they had all 3 timeouts. And then all of a sudden you lose all your timeouts. You might need those. And then again, I could be completely wrong here, but that is not something you want. 25 seconds into the fourth quarter, you lose all your timeouts, they're all gone. Everything's got to be basically perfect, from calls to players and communication at this point, because you don't have anything else. It's going to be a free 5 yards for Chiefland every time that they mess that up.
So Robbie Pruitt, knowing the importance of this play and hoping his defense can make the right call to put a stop, because Williston has not led in this game tonight. They've got a chance for a big 4th down stop here. We've seen both of these offensive coordinators do a great job tonight and coming up with some creative things on 4th down. Goodale back to pass, looking around. He'll try to go deep down the field. He's got an open man, but it's overthrown. And we're going to get a flag on the play.
No way.
Wow.
There's no way that was a pass interference if he calls that.
No contact whatsoever. The ball was overthrown. And we're going to get pass interference, it looks like.
There's no way. There's absolutely no way that was pass interference. The only thing, Jeff, I could maybe see here, if it was a hold before while that ball was in the air. Pass interference is not a thing here. Wow.
Pass interference.
Wow.
Yeah,
Red Devils.
don't really see much there.
That's wild.
Call's going to go against free safety, Kyson Cheever there. And maybe the referee got blocked out a little bit on the way that it was done, but certainly not a catchable ball with the way the receiver went after it.
That is wild right there. Okay.
That'll keep things alive for Chiefland, and that'll put them inside the red zone once again.
There are some angry Red Devil fans over here, as well as they should be. I don't know if we saw anything there, but.
It's our Call a Mattress red zone. Deals so hot they built a fire station across the street. Well, these Devil fans on fire here in front of us. But Chiefland certainly not objecting. Goodale will get the ball back here on first down. And a lot of movement right there, and flag's going to back him up 5 yards. We did not have one penalty in the first quarter, and quarters 2, 3, and 4 have certainly made up for that.
Yeah, those refs have not quote unquote taken over the game, but we've seen a lot of different varieties of flags that have set both these teams back a little bit. And an important part of this game, right? Execution. And we've only seen one score compared to like the 2 scores we've seen in the 5 scores that we've seen in the first half. 1 score, and a lot of those penalties have contributed to a lower score in second half.
Goodale going to keep it himself. Got a couple of blockers in front of him and puts his head down before finally being run out of bounds by the guy that was just called for that penalty, Kyson Cheever.
Mark him on the 12.
The quote-unquote penalty. Yeah, you're right, Jeff. And, you know, this Goodale kid has been really great here on the edge, and he's found ways to get open. He's found ways to get yards when we didn't think he was going to get some. So a big part of what they're going to do, and it's going to be a big part here in the red zone, is that you got to keep an eye on him. You got to make sure that his legs don't beat you down here and get themselves into the end zone.
So a couple of guys to the right hip of Goodale. He'll hand it up the gut. Strong run, but nice job there by Williston's Cameron Manna.
I mean, Jeff, this is we've said that. I've said this a couple times during the first half that this is 4-down territory. Like, if you probably shouldn't even kick a field goal here. If you don't make it on 4th down, if you don't make it, it's 3rd down here. But if you don't make it on 4th down, they're going to be pinned really deep if you're Williston, and you have the opportunity to do something down there. So if you're Chiefland, you got to go for this. You got to try to get 7 points on the board.
So 3rd and 5 here for the Indians. Bad snap again. It's on the ground. Goodale will jump on it, but that's going to force 4th down and force a interesting decision here for Chiefland.
Well, I guess I changed my mind there, right? Yeah, I didn't take into account lost yardage plays, and once again another bad snap. That's got to get fixed. But you know, do you take the field goal here?
Yeah,
do you have to try to go for this?
Yeah, I think you have to at this point. It's 4th and about 9, and you got a chance to take the lead. It'll be a 31-yard field goal attempt.
Galicia sent the kick for the Indians.
Luis Galicia. And that right foot, he's got it, and he doesn't have enough. It's short. Galicia was on target, but just didn't get enough leg into it, and Williston with a big stop after Chiefland gets into the red zone, and the Red Devils will take over on downs.
Man, oh man, this is, you talk about like pressure cooker. 31-yard field goal, you come out, and listen, it goes back to what we talked about earlier in the game, those bad snaps, right? We've seen roughly about 4 or 5 of them out of Chiefland. It ends up costing them, moves them back, makes the field goal short. Now here we are. Now Williston has the opportunity for the first time in this game to go ahead. And you best expect that you're going to see a healthy dose of this run game. They're going to try to run a lot of this clock down.
Raul Alvarez runs in late. Bryson Willis will get the snap. He drops it and just has to jump on it.
Marking on 14.
Like, this is wild. How many wild snaps, how many bad snaps we've seen here in the second half. It's cost both of these teams some really valuable yardage.
Well, and the interesting part, Shannon, is, you know, it was a good snap.
It was actually
there.
a good snap, yeah.
And Willis, who dropped that touchdown in the first quarter, you don't have your quarterback out there. You're relying now on these wide receivers to be back there catching snaps when you got a guy that's been really good back there in number 14.
You know what, Jeff? Williston relies a lot on the wildcat formation. A lot of guys touching the ball, whether it be out of the snap or a handoff. So, you know, that's in Pruitt's, that's in his handbook. But you always run the risk of dropping the ball or something bad like that going wrong.
Well, Jazikoff will hand it off this time, and about 4 white jerseys there to bring it down, led by the big guy, Wykel Howard, number 90.
Something that just feels raw about this drive is just like, hey, a bad snap. Now it's a no gain yardage play. Now you're third down, and you know it just seemed like you had such a huge stop in your Williston. You're going to drive down, and that momentum's on your side, and it's just killed. It's happened all game for both teams.
Yeah, 3rd and 12 here, with 8.5 minutes to go in the ball game. We're tied at 21 apiece, alongside Shannon Snell. Jeff Cardozo here with you. Randy Reinhardt been doing a great job down on the sidelines as we open up the Friday night Rivals season. And now we've got a flag.
Yeah, and there's what happens. You just talked about it, Jeff, is that, hey, you don't have any timeouts. And guess what? They try to call a timeout, but like, oh, by the way, we don't have any timeouts because we used them all. And this is now, instead of 3rd and 12, it's 3rd and 17. And you can see a lot of stuff going on that sideline. It's like, hey, you know, trying to get communication in. That's what timeouts are for, because there's always going to be bad communication. Sometimes it happens in a football game, and it costs you 5 yards.
Yeah, a couple of times in this half, Williston forced to call timeouts. And we talked about it might coming back to bite them, and it certainly did right there. So now 3rd, and they probably got to get all the way to Chiefland with this one. Only one receiver out there. Jazikoff fakes the handoff, and there's Adams. He did not let anybody block him, and that is a big play by the defense all the way back to the 5-yard line. Williston's going to be forced to punt, and Chiefland should have some great field position.
Yeah, that's a good old adage. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Like you didn't think he was going to end up going for, like he was going to take the dive man or he was going to take a running back. Nope, he was going straight for the quarterback, and that was his aim point. And sure enough, you got to. When John Adams decides he wants to take somebody to the ground, there's not a lot of people that are going to stop him.
Adams has been all over the place tonight, and looking more and more like he's got a chance to be our IBEW Local 1205 Player of the Game. 6 different touchdowns tonight by 6 different people. There's your punt. And that one will take another nice bounce for Williston. About 15, now 20 extra yards. That's the 3rd different time tonight that Chiefland has not been able to catch a punt. And they've lost a lot of yards because of it. So we'll take a timeout. We're running out of time here. About 7 minutes to go in this one. And we're knotted at 21 apiece here on Friday Night Rivals. In Chiefland last year, we had that game for you to start off our Friday Night Rivals season. Last year was a heck of a season, and several local teams doing some damage. Buchholz again makes it to the Final Four.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see Buchholz a couple of times this year. Santa Fe with a new coach, former Gator Ernest Graham. We'll get to see Ernest in a few weeks.
Yeah, big win in their game last week. Their Jamboree, 41-9. Pretty good win there.
All right, Chiefland back on track. Another high snap, and they'll quickly get it out to the right. They're going to call that an incomplete pass, as it was in and out of the hands of Ty Jackson.
I believe they're saying it was a forward pass.
Yeah, that was a forward pass. That definitely crossed the line. That went forward. But hey, I mean that's what we talk about, right? Heightened awareness. There's a heightened feeling even in these stands over here, is that every play means just that much more, right? You got 6 minutes and 55 seconds left. There's really no more room for errors, right? This game's tied, and you're like, oh, you got the next play. The next play could be the last play. We've seen that. We've seen that over time, Jeff, where just one hit, just one, big missed tackle could mean the end of the football game.
Goodale gets a snap. He'll hand it off. Nice run up the middle. And about an 8-yard gain.
Indian ball carrier. Number 12.
And that was Demore Sweet.
Yeah, Sweet with a nice game tonight. Found a lot of room between the tackles. Had some big gashes right there. So they'll continue to ride his hot hand here into the rest of the night.
He'll stay in the backfield for 3rd and 4. Just to the right hip of Goodale. They'll give it to him again, trying to weave through that line. He's got the first down and then some, breaking his way through the line. And a touchdown saving tackle there on a big run of about 30 or 22 yards.
Beautiful run. Broke tackles, dodged and ducked and dipped and did a lot of stuff. It looked like a nice little, just a counter play right there. Able to come up and nice. It was just a beautiful run.
Yeah, people were throwing wrenches at him and different things. He was able to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
I like that you got the reference there. Broke about 3 or 4 tackles there. So unbelievable run there by number 12, Demore Sweet.
And he ran so hard that he ran us right into a water break. Winding things down here. It's tight. 21-21. We'll take a break as well and come back and see who can pull this thing off tonight here on Friday Night Rivals. Well, I don't think anybody down on the field is scared. They've been playing some really good football here to get things going. 2 teams again that really don't like each other. And it's a rivalry to start off a season. Normally you see a matchup like this at the very end of the year. So to start off the year like this is certainly something unique.
I think for the last couple of years, this has been one of our starter off games, and I've always looked forward to it, right? Just because we don't start deep in Alachua County. We start here where football is king. You come to Red Devil Stadium, and these guys are fired up, and they're ready to take out these Chiefland Indians. And sure enough, they got their hands full tonight.
Adams out there. He's going to take the direct snap. A couple of guys out there with him, but not much that can go. Ball popped out, but he was down on the ground, so a gain of 3 on first down.
Gain of about 3, 2nd and 7.
Well, I think if you're Chiefland, certainly you have to score to win the game, but they're going to try to eat up as much clock as they can. Again, Williston, no more timeouts, so Chiefland can really control the clock here, do everything that they want to do, control the pace, and just try to get enough to punch it into the end zone, or at least get close enough to try for a game-winning field goal.
You're exactly right, Jeff. Trying to get down to that 4-minute offense where you call a lot of running plays and you're just chewing away at clock, right? You want to kind of get that clock to when Williston gets that ball back, whenever that may be, if that may be, under 2 minutes, under a minute, so they don't have any room to go score.
Well, Chiefland's going to have to use one of those timeouts. Some confusion there. Again, Goodall went out to line up at receiver, and Adams was under center, but then they switched it, and then that took way too long, so we're going to get another timeout here.
Yeah, it's been a really fun second half, right? We saw the only score in the second half on kind of like a throwback play by the Williston Red Devils, but their defense, which I think has been a little bit unheralded here in the second half, has done a really good job of shutting down that Chiefland Indian run game, which in the first half had been so good. But here we are, right? We're tied up, and Chiefland driving. What are they going to do? How are they going to pull this thing out? And obviously, if you're Williston, you need to start thinking about, hey, what does our offense look like here if they score? What does our offense look like to get us down there into potential field goal range or scoring range to try to end this game here tonight? So their first 2 minutes, 2-minute drive of the first half didn't go so well. So maybe it's time to start thinking about that, because it could be coming up here very shortly.
Williston offense has had more firepower in the passing game. 2 of their 3 touchdowns tonight through the air. All 3 of the Chiefland scores tonight on the ground. So Goodell will get the shotgun snap. He'll hand it off. Nice room around the left side and a hard run there by Sweet. And that's going to be enough for a first down.
Sweet's looking sweet. I mean, he's getting better as the game has gone along. We saw him sprinkled in quite a bit in the first half, but man, here on this drive, this fourth quarter, he's been handed the ball at least close to almost half a dozen times, and he's made the best of it.
That's another GFL first down. Green today, green for life. GFL does a great job here locally. Certainly hurricane season coming up, so you'll see those trucks floating around. Do a great job of picking up the trash. Always looking for help as well, and a great company to work for. Goodell has it. Fumbles the snap, able to recover and gets 4 yards.
That's live. That's live.
So Adams is going to have to chase down the ball carrier. He finally will, but how about that play?
Oh, my goodness.
And that has completely turned things around.
Goodness gracious. Jeff, like, I don't know if we could script this any better, but you see this here, and he takes it up in the middle. Somebody pulls that ball loose, like two guys around. And when you're teaching tackling techniques, one guy wraps a guy up, the other guy goes for the ball, pulls it loose. And thank God for John Adams and his speed. Otherwise, that would have been going in the opposite direction. That would have been 6 points on the board for the Red Devils.
And we'll get another look at it right here. But, yeah, as Goodall's trying to go down, it looked like he lost the football. And that was Maverick Jones picking it up.
Okay, now with that being said, and wonderful play by Maverick Jones right there to get up that sideline. But John Adams, as big as he is, chasing that guy down, that's pretty good speed. Yeah, it's pretty good speed right there.
Got an injury timeout here. As Andy Clark, the athletic trainer for UFL, out addressing another one of the student athletes here. Well, we told you about some of the great action that we're going to have throughout the season. Next week, we'll be in Newberry. See Coach Jackson and Hawthorne. Obviously, they've been a perennial powerhouse year after year with Cornelius Ingram and company. So another good one to get things going, and that'll be the Friday night before college football really gets underway next Saturday.
Man, I feel like we're being spoiled, man. We get this game here tonight, and we're treated to such a wonderful game. But I always look forward to the game between Coach Ed Johnson and Coach Cornelius Ingram. I mean, those guys, it's been barn burners the last couple years, and you know, Newberry almost knocking off Hawthorne at their place last year. They get them at the crib this year, so let's see if he can pull off the upset.
Darion Peterson is up and at him. He'll get a nice applause from the crowd, and fortunately enough that he's okay. Some smiles all around, so that's always a good thing. You know, Peterson's another one of those guys, got a chance to play some D1 football.
Big body, guy that can really hold his own at the point of attack, so good to see him up walking around.
So Williston will take over and a chance to take the lead. Jazikoff will get it outside, give it to Marshall.
Second and 4 for the Red Devils.
And about a 5-yard gain right there on the sideline will keep things moving for the Red Devils.
And Marshall's done a lot of damage. Number 22, obviously a big touchdown to get that score at 14, but done a lot of damage between the tackles, starting to get some stuff on the edge. So done a really good job here tonight of helping out, help leading this Red Devil offense.
Just about 4 minutes to go now. Got one-on-one coverage down here, Bolwidge.
Question is, do you throw the ball up again? Do you throw a 50-50 ball and live with it?
They won't. They'll hand it out. Quick hitter up the middle. And that's going to be enough for a first down. That'll be Marshall again. And he has certainly been the workhorse here in the second half for Williston.
He has. He's ever been every part of it. And he's done a good job, not only of getting in there and getting yards, but he's been able to break some tackles, break that first tackle, and get that extra 2 or 3 yards that Williston really needs to try to extend these drives.
They'll call that just short, so it'll be 3rd and 1. Well, 3.5 minutes to go. Williston rushes
They got
up
to move.
to the line.
They got to move. They're going to get
2 on the play clock, 1, and they just get it off. And guess who? Number 22, Marshall, will get the first down. Brought to you by GFL.
And this is the thing. It's like you hear a lot of people in the stands and everybody yelling, "Hey, get moving, get moving!" That play clock got down to almost half before they almost had a penalty thrown on them. So got to get moving. That's the thing. No timeouts. You got to be perfect with the play calling. It's got to get in early. You got to get up to the line and get it executed.
Officials timeout on the field.
It's like we got another injury, this time on the Chiefland side of the field. Well, Shannon, things have certainly turned. It looked like Chiefland was in control. They had the clock. They got a really nice run, and just all of a sudden out of nowhere, Goodell got stripped as he was going to the ground, and Williston's got a chance to take the lead and win this thing.
We talk about halftime adjustments, Jeff. Like, Chiefland had 21 points at half, right? They had 21 points, and we thought, man, this might be on the way to a blowout. I don't know if, Williston has the ability to stop them. And all of a sudden, as it goes on, here we are.
All right, well, before we resume, let's try to jump down to the sidelines quickly and talk to Randy.
Couple of things. First of all, Maverick Jones was described as a leader, just a sophomore, but a guy with experience in the secondary last year. He can make a big play. We saw that a minute ago. Also, both head coaches said, I want my quarterbacks to step up and be leaders. I want fourth quarter quarterbacks. We'll see if we get one here tonight. Gentlemen.
Randy, thank you. Quick hitter up the gut. That is Manna. And just a couple of yards on the first down carry.
Second and 9 for the Red Devils.
If you're Chiefland, you got to sell out on the run, right? You got to send guys up the middle. You got to live with the fact that you may get hit out in the flat with those pass or something over top, but you got to sell out on the run. Don't let them get another first down, run this clock down, and kick a potential game-winning field goal or something. 2:29 left on the clock. You got to be able to sell this out, force something, bad snap, turnover, something here to get your offense back on the field.
And that kicker, again, just a freshman, and Taylor Cruz for Williston. Another handoff. And not much. A little extracurricular activity. Got to be careful right there. You don't want to be pushing. And Manna throws a Chiefland guy to the ground.
Well, you know what I can appreciate is that the ref didn't throw a flag right there.
Yep.
Because a lot of times plays are determined. Hey, that could have been an easy 15-yarder, first down for Williston, and then all of a sudden, they're in field goal range.
Timeout White.
So we'll get a Chiefland timeout now. And the third down a-coming.
And this play call is easy, Jeff. I mean, this play call is easy. Is to send your running back that has been so good tonight. You send your running back right up the middle and live with it, right? We've seen what's happened with number 22, Terrence Marshall, and what he's been between the tackles. Send him up the middle and get 3 yards.
Yep, that's what you need. All right, let's go back down to Randy and get another thought from the sideline.
Hey, the mature guys down here are struggling a little bit, too, with the heat. Take a look at the officials tonight. They're in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Bill Jordan, our referee 9 years ago, was watching football. His kids say, you know so much about the game. Why don't you become an official? You know what? He did. 9 years later, here he is officiating this game tonight, thanks to the challenge from his kids.
Third and about 7 for the Red Devils. From the Indians, 23.
So big play here, 3rd and 7, under 2 minutes to go. In this one, you'd certainly like to get some positive yardage, get that field goal a little bit closer if you can't get the first down, but it looks like they are going to come up just short. Bryson Willis trying to make his way through the line, so now we've got another big decision. Shannon, it's going to be 4th and 1.
You got to go for it. I mean, there's no other option. Don't leave it up to the kicker. Now, you got a freshman kicker, and nothing against him, right? You don't want to leave this up to a freshman kicker. You send in. See, I just don't feel good about this. I would never want to send in my freshman kicker, and under these circumstances, when you got a 4th and 1, it's not like it's 4th and 2 or 4th and 3. This is 4th and 1 yard, something that they haven't really been stopped on tonight. Send your offensive line up there and be like, hey, go get me a yard. Extend this game so that you can kick a field goal if necessary with no time on the clock. And if you miss, you can take it to overtime.
Well, Robbie Pruitt, you just saw him there. He's made a lot of big decisions in his coaching career. Been doing it for quite a long time with a ton of success. And then you got Cliff Harrell on the other side. You can see it's hot down there tonight.
Definitely a little bit muggy here in the Red Devils den.
So here we go, 4th and 1. A stop gives Chiefland the ball back. A first down puts Williston ever so closer to winning the opening game here tonight. Clock is running, so only 20 seconds to go. They're going to keep the quarterback out of the game. Jazikoff is not out there. Looks like a little confusion, just 8 on the clock now.
What?
Marshall has it.
What the
over
hell?
the head, and how about that? And guess who has it? It's Adams. Can he keep his feet up? Yes, he can, and he is going to go all the way. The 30, 20, 10, 5, and Chiefland has taken the lead with a minute to go here in Williston.
What the hell happened? Did they not know there was a quarterback out there?
Block in the back.
That ball's going to come back, but what was that?
Unbelievable.
What?
Well, we've seen several times tonight the quarterback come out of the game and confusion and different things that are happening.
What? Ooh, okay.
We'll definitely have to see that again.
Yeah, just.
But now they're going to call a block in the back here.
Yeah, it's gonna be Chiefland's ball, and Chiefland's gonna have time. But I'm just dumbfounded almost that somebody didn't know there was a quarterback back there. They weren't snapping it to anybody.
So Adams picks it up, almost falls down, and then you get the block in the back right there.
Gosh.
15.
And I'm not sure if that was even needed.
No, I think Adams still takes it for the touchdown if that.
They'll take over. 1st and 10. 1 minute, 16 seconds left. Score still tied. 21-21.
Yeah, we're speechless. I don't know.
Well, Chiefland used their timeouts on defense, so they don't have anything left. We'll see what they can do, and as far as they can get down the field, they'll have to go about 62 yards to get into the end zone with 1 minute and 16 seconds to go. Adams has it. He's going to run around a little bit. Tries to juke a couple of guys. He will. And then he will get almost to midfield with a good gain of about 12 yards there on first down.
This guy's unbelievable. I mean, he's dead tired. You can see he's been up and down the field all night tonight. Just, this guy's a monster.
That's a UF Health OrthoCare first down. Walk-ins are welcome 7 days a week right there on 34th Street at the Orthopedics building.
We got to get moving here.
Clock started again, so now we're under a minute. Goodale back in there at quarterback. He'll have Sweet, the running back, right next to him.
You got to get moving.
And
oh,
there's
my gosh.
Another high snap, and that's going to mess everything up. We have seen a ton of bad snaps tonight. And that's going to eat a lot of clock off. Chiefland's going to try to hurry, but doesn't look like they're going to have enough as one of the Chiefland players is down.
About 12. That's going to bring it up 2nd and about 21.
Man, there's a lot going on here that it's kind of a little bit unexplainable, but, so going back to the original play from Williston, Williston snaps the ball to what I assume was supposed to be a quarterback back there. You got John Adams that picks it up, takes it for a touchdown, blocking the back, right? Obviously, that's coming back. So then Chiefland has the opportunity to start leading down the field, but they realize they don't have any timeouts, and they start moving slow. Another high snap, and we've seen that at least 6 times tonight, 6 or 7 times high snaps from both teams.
Yep.
that's got to get corrected, right? Because that's going to cost both teams. We've seen a football team game that's exciting as 21-21, but these mistakes will cost you against teams later down the road, no matter what. Doesn't matter the team.
Well, it looks like Chiefland is just going to settle for overtime. Now, they don't want another bad snap to get things bad, so Goodell will go under center. He'll take a knee, and we will have some free football here tonight in the opener.
Take us to overtime. As the clock runs out, score remains tied.
So that'll wind the clock down. A lot of good things have happened tonight, Shannon, but certainly there's a lot of things here in the opener that these coaching staffs are going to have to get to the film room and correct.
Yeah, that's good, too, because a lot of times your biggest improvement comes from game 1 to game 2. So if we're seeing the most opportunity here tonight, I can't wait to see these teams moving forward. I mean, there are going to be 2 teams that are going to be standing at the end of the season headed into the playoffs, and whatever team's playing them is going to have their hands full. Right, we've seen some really good players on both sides of the ball. We highlighted what number 21 for Chiefland, John Adams, has done, but also, Demore Sweet. We've seen a lot of good stuff out of a lot of guys. Matt Goodell had a really good game, and for Williston, we talked about number 22, Terrence Marshall. John Jazikoff has had a really good game here tonight. So there's been a lot of good, as you said, but opportunity is we're in overtime. We're in overtime, and somebody still hasn't won this football game. So both of these teams have to perform well.
Well, we've got Randy down there. He will be right there for the coin toss with you to be able to settle who's going to get the football first and see who's going to win this thing. Well, we've already been going about 3 hours, and why not go some extra time here as we get things going. And both of these teams have to be really tired. Certainly have the summer conditioning, but you can't simulate any of that going towards a game. And as we move to the fourth quarter, you could see guys huffing and puffing up and down the field.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice day off tomorrow where you just want to lay in bed and don't want to get up. And listen, Jeff. All
right, let's go down to Randy.
The winner is going to get a choice of offense, defense, or what side of the field they want to go on, okay? You get 1 timeout per possession. And we're going to keep going until we got a winner, okay? Yes, sir. So you're the captain, so you're going to call it. Tails. So that's the heads, that's the tails. He called it tails, okay? And heads. It is a head, so you win.
They have the ball.
You win, so you're going to get the ball. Okay, so you selected where do you want to play? What end of the field do you want to play? You want to play down there? Okay, so put your back there. You put your back over here.
All right, so there you have it. Williston won.
First down. All right, Jenna,
they have deferred. And we'll go on defense first.
Yeah, looks that way. And here's the thing. All right, you have to score. I mean, these mistakes and these penalties and especially the high snaps and the turnovers, you cannot do it here because each team has obviously their chance to go in from the 10-yard line. You got literally 4 snaps to get the ball into the end zone. Otherwise, the other team gets a chance. First team to stop the other team and score, this game's over.
So more about the defense, maybe, than the offense.
It's always great to go first, right? To know what you have to deal with.
That's right.
It's always, and that's why you defer. You win the toss, you defer. Find out if you got to score 3 points, 6 points, or you just, or you don't. You just have to score. That is the idea of overtime. Leave the rest. Don't leave it in the hands of the other team.
Got a bunch of tired Indians. You got a bunch of tired Red Devils. But they'll find just enough to try to win this thing here tonight.
As you said, this is when conditioning comes into play, right? You got to play extra time. This is what you really condition for during those summer months where it's so hot and things are just out of your control.
So Goodell will take the shotgun snap. He'll hand it right up the middle. Not much room to run there for Demore Sweet.
Bring up 2nd and goal from the 8.
Gain a couple on the play. Chiefland has played 4 wide a lot tonight. They'll continue to use that here in overtime. Sweet stays in the backfield. Goodale looks around. Has a good snap there. He'll hand it to Sweet again. And it's a nice stop by the linebacker there. Danny Burchett coming in and making a big stop. So 2 plays to get 5 yards. Do they have 2 plays to get 5 more?
I mean, and Jeff, that's the question. Do you go for it or do you kick the field goal? Like, I mean, if you're Chiefland, right, didn't have a really great kick the last time you were down there, do you conceivably go for it?
Adams going to be in the backfield now. They have moved Goodale to the wide receiver. Adams takes a shotgun snap, trying to get to the outside, tries to cut back up the middle, and there's number 11 again. That's Danny Burchett. So a couple of big stops by the linebacker as he is about a yard short. And we've got another Chiefland player down. So 4th and I'd say a long one, Shannon.
Man, you know, this has been kind of a game of emotions, right? I can't imagine how both staffs and both sides players are feeling, but you know, we saw what happened earlier in the game with Chiefland and what they've done and what they were able to accomplish on the ground and go up by 2 scores. We thought it was going to be just kind of a runaway, and then the Red Devils able to come back, make this a football game, and then we see all these penalties and mistakes and turnovers here towards the end of the game, and now here we are in overtime. And you know, you're the Chiefland Indians. You got to figure out a way to get this ball in the end zone.
All right, as we allow the Chiefland player to get off the field, let's throw it back down to Randy on the sidelines.
Hey guys, little football history 101. Remember what happened last year? Newberry and Hawthorne. Remember what happened? Hawthorne got the lead in overtime. Newberry came back, and all they did was do smash mouth football, rugby style, down the field, got the touchdown, tried for 2 to get the win in overtime, but came up a half a yard short. That's what overtime football in North Central Florida is all about. We'll see if it happens again in this one, too.
All right, Randy, appreciate you, as always. Doing a mighty fine job here as we get things going and see some of the struggles there.
Yeah, he's having a hard time. Looks like somebody landed on an ankle. Hopefully that young man's okay.
Well, looks like Chiefland is going to not have Goodall back there again. They're going to stay with the trio of their athletes. Adams took the last direct snap, tried to get around the right side. And that would be the short side of the field. 4th and goal here in overtime. Williston will still have a possession. Whether it's one to tie the game or whether it's one to win the game will be determined right now.
And this looks ominous because you figure that they lined up that that double wide set to the wide side of the field. You expect them to run that way to put blockers in front.
Yeah, they changed up the formation, and they put now Adams on the right side of all 3 guys out there.
Kind of expect him to be led around on that left side on the sweep.
Osmond's back there, and then Demore Sweet, who's been the workhorse at tailback. Adams has it, and he tries to get through there. Does he have enough? He's turning his feet.
I don't think he got it.
And the ball's out, and it looks like Williston has it.
They got it.
No, it's going to be a touchdown. Chiefland had it.
Wow.
So that ball came out of there somewhere, and look who recovered it. Kyrie Brown picks it up. and it's a big boy touchdown.
There you go.
Well, we're going to have to sort this thing out. Everybody's running through it. They didn't call the ball dead. The ball came out, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Kyrie Brown came and trampled on it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you think about that ball should have been dead.
It should have been dead.
Yeah, that ball just kind of got thrown out of the middle of it like in a rugby scrum, and man. Yeah, Jeff, I don't know, man. I think we're looking at the same thing.
Wow. Certainly looked like the momentum was stopped. That was a great job by Williston. So Galicia with the all-important extra point, and it is up and through. So Chiefland will take a 7-point lead, and now Williston must score and get the extra point, or certainly could go for 2.
Yeah, if I'm Williston, I'm scoring, and I'm going for 2, right? There's a couple things that have not gone in their favors. Obviously, tonight there's been some stuff with, a couple of the pass interference call we saw. The referees, in our opinion, that might have missed that one a little bit, but that call right there, I mean, it feels like they clearly stopped Chiefland on the goal line right there, and just a difficult one to deal with.
Possession, 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line.
But they still control their own fate. Here you are, you still have to go in and score, and this is what you want if you're Coach Pruitt.
Well, again, though, we're not seeing Jazikoff out there at quarterback. They'll choose to stick with Willis back there and Mana. And there's some movement.
Oh my gosh! You put Jazikoff back in. This is kind of like what you just said, Jeff. It's a silly behavior. Jazikoff has thrown some dimes out there tonight. He's your regular starter at quarterback, and now you're at 2nd and 15, or sorry, 1st and 15, and
yeah, there's just been a lot of drop snaps in this set.
Yeah,
different things are going on. They're trying to draw everybody offside, so Mana's going to get it. Trying to make his way through. Good gain there on 1st down.
Up the middle.
He'll get about 8 yards.
All the way down to the 6-yard line. 2nd and goal.
I guess that's what we get for second guessing it, right? A nice run right there up the middle. But it's just scary taking this out of this Wildcat set where your normal quarterback who touches the ball 99% of the time is not touching it here in overtime.
Oh, 2nd and goal now from the 6. Willis looks like will be the quarterback. Mana to his right. They'll snap it to Willis, and he will not get much. Just a couple before that Chiefland defense holds him up.
Down to the 3.
And you figure this is going to go for the next 2 downs. They're going to try to run this football in. I mean, expect not to see this ball in the air.
All right, well, the other Mana is coming in. So you got the Mana brothers back there as Willis comes out of the game. 3rd and goal here in overtime. A must score for Williston. J-Dye and Cameron back there. It'll be J-Dye trying to get around the right side. He looks like he's got some room, trying to get to the pylon, and he's in.
He's in there.
Nice hard run by J-Dye and Mana. And
do you go for 2?
See what Williston does.
Do you go for 2? Like, I feel like this could be in the cards right now. You go for 2, and they're going for 1.
Jay Manning in the end zone. Red Devil touchdown score. Indians 28.
Well, Shannon, you certainly had some fresh legs with that one. You could see he just looked different than everybody else that's been out there.
That's speed. Yeah, he turned that thing on and got to that corner and got in.
So De La Cruz called out to be the extra point, but now
timeout. I told you.
Robbie Pruitt's going to call a timeout.
Are we going for 2? I think this should have been in the cards, right? 2 yards to win this football game. Listen, I respect this call. I mean, hindsight is 20/20 here. Like, we get it, great. We don't, you won't look so good, right? But I think this is the right move. I think his team, instead of taking this to another overtime, I think you go for the win right here. You get 2 yards, which hasn't been a tough task for this Williston Red Devil offensive line and offense tonight.
To the announcer's booth, please.
So a big decision coming here for Robbie Pruitt here at home. And it looks like they're running the kicker back out there.
Okay.
Out of the timeout. Score, Indians 28, Red Devils 27.
So De La Cruz will get ready to try to tie this game and force a second overtime. He's been perfect tonight on extra points. Good snap, good hold, and right through there to tie this thing up. So Chiefland 28, Williston ties it at 28, and we will have a second overtime tonight here as we open up the high school football season.
A 2 overtime game. Who would expect this out of the gate like this? And, excellent job by both teams of really driving through and persevering through and getting themselves a score each here in overtime. But we're going to run this thing back.
So now, Shannon, what they'll do is they'll flip it, and Williston will have to take the ball on offense first. Chiefland will get that decision. And I would think if we go into the same scenario, Chiefland would be the one to go for 2. You're on the road. It's an opportunity to win on the road and just go for it.
Right. I mean, the longer this game goes on, obviously, this has been a really physical game. These guys have been out. And it's game 1, Jeff. This isn't like these guys have been conditioned for, this kind of thing. Through a season long process. No, this is the first game of the season, so you want these guys to get off the field because you got a game next week as well. I would guess we would see one of these two coaches would go for 2 points here in this second overtime.
Well, they're still not putting Jazikoff out there. They'll stick with.
Do you think he's hurt? I mean, that would
no,
be.
He's been on the sidelines right there ready to go. And he was the one in there holding for the extra point.
That's right. You figured that their game plan. They're going to try to run this. They're going to try to run this ball around the left edge, the right edge. I mean, you're basically calling your shot right here and say, hey, it's your choice. It's your duty to stop us. We're running the ball.
So Jay Manna, who scored the touchdown to force second overtime, will get it first. Nice strong run there on first down of about 5 yards.
Yeah, Manna's got some. He's got some speed on this. He's got fresh legs, right? Probably a great call here by Coach Pruitt to stick a guy in that can get you the tough yards right now and has those fresh legs to get to the edge and get up the middle before those defenders, which have been out there all night, can get to him.
He'll stay out there along with Bryson Willis. And those 2 guys will be in the backfield. Manna gets it again, trying to get to the outside, cuts back in, and it's not going to be enough. Oh, he will.
Got it.
It's like he ran over Ty Jackson to get on into the end zone, so it's back-to-back scores by number 2 here in overtime number 2.
Fresh legs right there.
Red Devils 34, Indians 28.
Man able to get around that left edge, turns it up and just bowls over 2 guys to get into that end zone.
That's a great hard run.
Yeah, excellent run right there.
And De La Cruz with the extra point is right through.
Inside the left upright.
So it's Chiefland's turn to extend this game.
Score, Red Devils 35, Indians 28. Indians possession coming up.
I mean, the question is, do you first and foremost, if you're the Chiefland Indians, you got to get the ball into the end zone. You got to score, right? But then the secondary question becomes, hey, do you go for 2 points, or do you try to force another overtime?
You know, certainly something Cliff Farrell will have to think about. But you got to get into the end zone first, as Shannon mentioned. So just one score in the entire second half. And then we've gone back and forth here in overtime. We'll see if Chiefland can answer.
That's your Red Devil defense on the field with the game on the line. Let's go.
Goodale will be out there at quarterback. 3 guys behind him. The deepest, Adams. And they'll give it to Adams, and that's a big stop there on first down. Great job by Roush again. We've mentioned his name a couple of times. Danny Burchett in there as well.
Yeah, huge stop right there. Adams, who has been able to kind of do what he wanted on offense here tonight, finally stopped for really a no gain there.
Well, it does look like right now that Williston is a little more fresh, or at least a little more energy. They're bouncing around. They understand what's on the line. Goodale trying to get to the outside.
Wow.
Can't. He's chased down by Manna. So Jay Manna has scored a couple of touchdowns. Now his brother Kay Manna has run down Goodale, and that's going to make it really, really difficult now to try to get into the end zone.
Oh, man, I mean, you got to, first of all, excellent job. I mean, coming through, the Manna fellas coming through when they need to. He came off that edge like nobody's business, chased down Goodell and really dropped him before he even had the chance to drop that hammer back.
And just like, again, they've had more energy here in overtime.
Like you said, Jeff, they understand the assignment. Here we are, right? They were down 2 scores twice in a row in this game. All of a sudden, now you have the ability, you have the opportunity to win this football game here tonight, and no better time than right now.
Chiefland will use their timeout here in overtime. They'll have 2 chances to score. And they'll have to do it from about 15 yards away. Goodale in the shotgun. He'll run around trying to look for somebody down the field. He's going to throw it back across the field.
Wow.
And he's got Adams right at the goal line.
Are you kidding me?
Adams is in.
Are you?
Wow.
What?
Side pass. Touchdown for the Indians.
Oh, my gosh.
And Shannon, as you like to say, there's that man again.
I don't even know what to say, Jeff. Like, yeah, you had to know that they were going to do something with John Adams. Let's just say that first and foremost. But, like, just a roll-out pass and just going to chuck it back across my body. And if I'm John Adams, I'm just going to box you out, and then I'm going to drag 2 guys into the end zone with me.
And just single coverage on him.
Yeah.
He was one-on-one against a guy a lot shorter than him. He just went up and got it.
35, Indians 34.
So now here's that decision. You know, Shannon, on that Chiefland side that your guys look more tired.
Yeah, they do. We've seen it.
You want to end this game, I think.
Yeah, we've seen it, Jeff. Like, you could tell that there's a lot of energy over on the Williston Red Devils side. There's fresh guys. End it now. If you're Chiefland, you know what? We will live with the results. Right? We fought this long. We fought this hard. We just hit basically a miracle pass right there. Let's end this.
Whatever happens here, it's just been a heck of a ball game.
Yeah, it has. we're like sitting on the edge of our seats because what we've seen here in probably the last, I don't know, 2 minutes plus in the fourth quarter here in the overtime, we've seen some really daggone good football.
Well, and that's the decision they're going to go for.
There you go.
John Adams has been incredible tonight. Goodall will get the snap under center. He gets it. Toss to Adams, trying to get to the outside. He's weaving, trying to get in, cross that goal line, and he does.
He got it.
How about John Adams?
Get on out of here.
A man amongst boys here in Williston tonight. Adams just proved that he's one of the best players in this area, and he has just silenced the crowd here at Red Devil Stadium.
That's how you end it.
Indian fans on the field acting like yahoos.
Wow.
Goodness gracious.
1, 2, 3, 4 different red jerseys right there.
Goodness. Look at this.
Adams just fought through it.
Wow.
Next game, ladies and gentlemen, Indians 36, Red Devils 35.
An unbelievable ending.
Unbelievable. What a hell of a football game here tonight.
Everybody in this stadium, everybody probably in the country knew that Adams was going to get the ball.
Oh, my God.
And he had just enough to get into the end zone.
Friday, September 9th.
Unbelievable game. Oh my goodness.
6:30, not 7:30. So if you're traveling,
how is this an encore? What's the next game that we can see that lived up to this one?
thanks you for your attendance.
Wow. All right, we're going to take a break as Chiefland, for the second straight year, wins in the regular season over Williston. A heck of a ball game tonight to open up our Friday night rivals season. It's Chiefland 36, Williston 35. Back with our trophy presentation to the winners when we come back. Well, we're still taking a deep breath up here in the broadcast booth as Chiefland wins it 36-35 tonight. A heck of a ball game and double overtime. Shannon Snell, Jeff Cardozo here with you. Well, as you would expect, we've got a very easy decision for tonight's IBEW Local 1205 Player of the Game. Of course, it has the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 1205, powering a brighter future. And this guy powered his way through that Red Devil defense all night long.
I got chills right now because of what we got to see John Adams do. And, we talked about highlighting players, and, we talked about this guy. He's been great in this program for years. And this was another example of his greatness. And if nobody's, nobody can really appreciate what he means to this Chiefland football team. And tonight, this was just a masterful performance, not only on offense, but made a bunch of plays on defense. It was the John Adams show, and
including that one on 3rd and 15.
Like, come on, this is just an unbelievable performance by this guy, and just you got to be happy just to be able to witness this. It was just fun to watch by Adams. So nice job to him.
All right, well, let's go back down to Randy, who is, I'm sure, amongst a very happy Chiefland group.
What a battle of attrition tonight. And what can you say about your team's performance?
Look what God can do. Love. That's simple. These boys love each other. I love them. We bringing it back to the house, boys. Bringing it back to the house.
All the twists and turns, and then in overtime, can you talk about John Adams and what he means to this team?
John, what to say about John? He's a dog. When we needed him, he's there for us. I mean, he's a guy that just made a play. He's a leader on and off the field. He's everything you hope for, everything you wish for in a football player, a teammate. He's our general on the field, and love this guy with all my heart, and love all these guys with all my heart. They played their tails off tonight.
John, how do you feel? You look stronger in the second overtime than you did in the second quarter.
Yes, sir. I just want to say thank you to my teammates. Good shit, boys. Let's go!
And finally, Coach, you talk about winning the last game, but to do that, you have to win the first game, and you've done a lot right here. And on behalf of the IBEW Local 1205 Friday Night Rivals, as presented by Radiant Credit Union, you are the champions in week number 1!
Well, Shannon, you know, that dude just got to feel like a dude. He'll be walking around campus on Monday.
He should be. Matter of fact, they need a throne for him.
Yeah. And, you know, and again, everybody in the ballpark knew he was getting the ball. So just to have that kind of want and just savvy to get in the end zone, understanding he needs just a couple of yards to find it there and have 3 or 4 guys going to try to get him. It just shows you the heart that's important to win at this level and why somebody at the next level, the collegiate level, is really going to want him.
That's what happens when you know you're the best, is that you get the ball and people can't stop you. And that's what Mr. Adams did tonight, sir. Congratulations. You were the man.
All right, so a great game tonight, and next week we expect another good one. It's Hawthorne and Newberry. We'll start at 7:30 next Friday night for another edition of IBEW Local 1205. And we appreciate all of our sponsors. Again, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 1205, and of course, Radiant Credit Union, who through their contributions to the program make these games possible for the viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsors, supporters for their contributions to our 2024 Friday Night Rivals telecast: Parks Motor Group, Mission Metals, Pavlov Media, Bounds Heating and Air, Sonny's Barbecue, GFL, Call a Mattress, UF Health, OrthoCare, Skyfrog Tree Service, and Tucker Chiropractic. And of course, especially thanks to each and every one of you who tuned in tonight. It was a long night, but it was certainly a fun night. From Chiefland Middle High School and our host, Williston Middle High School, he's Shannon Snell. I'm Jeff Cardozo. We'll talk to you next week. Have an awesome weekend, everybody.
Thank you to our valued sponsor partners who make this telecast of Friday Night Rivals possible: IBEW Local Union 1205, Radiant Credit Union, and Parks Motor Group. Also, thank you to our great sponsor supporters for their contributions: Pavlov Media, GFL Environmental, UF Health OrthoCare, Sonny's Barbecue, Bounds Heating and Air, Skyfrog Tree Service, Mission Metals Manufacturing, Call a Mattress Superstore, and Tucker Chiropractic. And a special thanks to tonight's participating high schools for their continued support.